Mausoleum. Alrighty. Let me go outside real quick, just kind of to get an overview of what we did last time. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. And welcome back to the Hive, where we are just outside the mortuary. Last time, what we did is we scouted a little bit more about the area and places. We found an open tomb with a letter and some money on the ground that is probably pertaining to the person that was playing zombie inside the mortuary, and a friend tried to give him a good getaway. I left the letter as well as the money on the ground, just in case that actually might be relevant, because that way it kind of gives me an idea on where we might find the zombie dude, and maybe he can tell us later on how to get back in. I don't know. Then we also have Anguir's house. This is just kind of a random person, I guess, who made a contract with the Dustman to have his body be used after his death as a servant, kind of like a lot of the other zombies. And that caused him a lot of grief. And consequently, his wife kind of asked us to, hey, maybe you could somehow ask the Dustman to revert the contract, and we kind of convinced the Dustman in the Gathering Dust Bar by implying that, well, Anguir is so restless that he is probably never going to be able to seek true death, because he is going to cling to life as much as he can just because he really does not want this to happen. So we kind of got the contract and then ripped it apart in front of Anguir, and he turned out to be not that angry anymore. We didn't request anything in return, but it was kind of a nice scene. Aside from that, we actually got a lot of information from the dustman at the bar. Among others, we found a lady who is a skeptic. She's a dust woman, but at the same time, not really that into the philosophy anymore. And that is actually quite interesting, because she also tells us about the other dustmen and stuff like this. Then also we got one of the tasks we acquired was to check out the Mausoleum. The Mausoleum earlier we couldn't enter, but now we can because we have the key. The key, I don't exactly remember what it is, but it's like a gesture. You just need to know what to do in order for doors to open in the world of the Planescapes, or the Planescape Torment, because anything can be a key. A piece of junk, a thought, you're thinking about pastries or something like that, or you're making a specific gestures. As long as you know the key or have it in some capacity, then you can potentially enter these places. And here, at the beginning, we actually got asked by a spirit that, hey, don't intrude, or, as we suggested, there's another intruder, which, let's try to get rid of him. Alrighty.
I'm gone.
Let's see what we can find over here. There is 2 ways to go already. I'm just gonna stick to this place here. So, I don't really know what kind of a mausoleum this is, but there's pipes and... what is this kind of place? This is the weirdest mausoleum I've ever seen. Ow. Alright, traps. Do I have a way to detect traps? I know in Baldur's Gate you have like a detect trap button where your characters start detecting traps. Actually, we could also talk to Mort once in a while. You do need thieves for that. Alright, so we don't have one. So we just go the barbarian way of detecting traps. We actually have our nameless one go ahead, and Mort just kind of slink behind a little bit. Enemy sighted. Here we have a skeleton worker. Alright, they apparently do not like us being in here. I'm just gonna wait, because there may be a trap around here and they might just walk over it. Apparently not. Alright, let's knock him out then.
I'm gone.
I mean to attack him. Oh, he was walking towards me, that's why. Also, what weapon do I have selected? Fists. Well, that's not that great. Let's use the hatchet. To be fair, slashing damage might not be that great against these guys, so... this should be crushing damage. It's probably better against skeletons.
Die.
Critical hit. Alright. There's another one over here. Just going to lure him over. Doesn't appear to be having any traps here. Oh, there is another worker. Yeah, it just looks different. Hey buddy, you wanna come over here? Oh, that guy is just flailing around wildly. Alright, let's do this.
Die.
Critical hit.
What? Good as done.
All right.
Alright, you wanna come over here or no? Looks like that guy is coming over. Guess the other one just doesn't spot us yet. We still have a bunch of healing items if we need to use them. But we also naturally just heal as the nameless one.
I'm gone.
What's up, Chief? Sure, why not?
Hey buddy. Yeah, there's a bunch of graves. Oh, that's how the Mausoleum works. These are all graves. You're walking in them. Interesting. I didn't expect that to be how it works, to be honest. It makes a lot of sense now in hindsight, though.
Damn. Damn.
Critical miss. And there we go. Good job, Mort. So we could look at these
I'm gone.
and see what's in there. Here we have some rags. I'm not gonna grab the rags from the dead. That doesn't seem right. Bandages, same deal. We already have bandages. I'm just gonna leave them here. And Cloth Charm.
What's the
You know,
word?
it would be
Sure, why
nice
not?
healing, but at the same time, I still have a bunch of healing anyways. And yes, there is quick loot somewhere. Here we go. But at the same time, I actually prefer this bar not to be here personally. It's just more like, I just like how it looks better. There's a place to go over there. Alright, let's continue the barbarian way of detecting traps, which means we just walk headfirst into it. See more things over here. Monies. Well, I don't know why somebody will be buried with monies, but somebody had a reason to be done so.
Done.
Yeah, good as done.
Done.
It looks like this is a giant circle, huh? Or a spiral.
Done.
Spiral might be more accurate, I suppose.
What? Good as done.
I'm gone.
What's
You
up,
needed
Chief?
money to buy
Sure,
the
why
boat,
not?
pay the boatman. Honestly, that's actually a good point.
Done.
But you only
What's the
need a
word? Shit is
single... Well, I guess depending
Alright.
on pathology. You only technically need a single coin in
What's
order
up?
to pay
Sure, why
Karam.
not?
Enemy sighted. Okay, another worker. 2 workers.
I'm gone.
Just gonna run back a little bit here. Because they do hit decently
I'm
hard.
gone.
So I only want to lure over one at a time. I think that's better. 2 silver coins, 1 per eye, if you remember correctly. I see. See, that's the part where I didn't know. I just know that you need to have something... You don't need much. It's a short version. But you need a little bit in order to pay the ferryman.
Alright.
Hello, welcome to Pilla Palla. I hope you have a nice day so far.
Done.
Alright. There are more enemies. That guy doesn't appear to see us this time. Ah, there we go. They do appear to have some form of
Alright.
line of sight, I guess. And of course, it's just kind of the traditional flailing combat, because we are not particularly strong, so our chance to hit isn't that great. And similarly, the same goes for them as well. However, because we are level 3, well, we do have actually a fair bit of HP in comparison to most other lower level creatures,
Sure,
which
why not?
I assume they are.
All right.
What? Good as done.
I'm gone.
Oops.
What's good as done?
Done.
What's the good as done?
Kinda curious that we haven't
Go on.
encountered
Good
any
as
more
done.
traps yet. I expected there to be way
Done.
more than this.
Yeah, good as done.
Because you basically step
Good as
on one
done.
trap and then you kind of know, alright, I need to be careful about traps. So you may either want to back off and have a thief
What?
in
Sure,
order
why not?
to accompany you, or
Right.
alternatively, you
What's
just
up? Good as
decide
done.
to come back later. Or just be super careful about everything. But in this case, it's like, well, I guess I didn't
I'm
need
gone.
any of this. Yet. I'm sure there will be more traps at some point. Boom. Didn't take any damage from this guy.
Did you see that? Damn it.
Critical hit and critical miss immediately after. Good job, Mort. Alright, let me actually check real quick. Do we have a better weapon? This is 2 to 7 slashing damage. I just assumed that crushing damage isn't as good, so let me actually just try the hatchet. It is technically more damage. Quick save is the most important spell.
Done.
Well, that sounds like a reasonable assumption. Okay, there's more open graves, more things that seemingly have been pried open. So somebody has been at work here, defiling the graves in some capacity.
Damn.
And that is not terribly nice.
Did you see that?
Jumped.
Damn it.
I think my chance to hit on these guys is pretty low. Also, this was 7 critical damage instead of 12. So I'm reasonably certain that I need crushing damage at this point. Also, we do have a bunch of bandages. So let's heal for 3 and 3 and again. Right. Heal the bunch.
What's the word, Chief? Sure, why not?
Alright.
I'm gone.
There's one more. You probably have one PIP in fist and the others in daggers. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we have one in fist and one in edged weapons. For weapon proficiencies and 3 unused slots. What's that mean? That probably means that I need to find some form of trainer in order to get more proficiencies. I don't know, we'll see.
Damn it.
This seems to be working fine for now. I'm being very careful because I know these older games where it's like, well, one bad critical hit and you're dead. Although, since we are level 3, it's not quite that extreme anymore. Here we get more bandages. Sorry, I'm gonna grab
What's
these
up?
bandages.
Sure, why not?
I'm gone.
To be fair, I mostly grabbed a heart charm. What's that? Resistance to heart and slashing attacks. I think we already got one of these equipped. I thought I had one of these. I guess I don't. Again, I don't plan on
Sure, why
robbing
not?
from the graves. Except the bandages, I guess, because I wasn't thinking and it's just
All right.
the other thing. Alright, let's
I'm
see.
gone.
Huh? Good as done.
All right.
Alright. Enemy sighted. Giant skeleton. Oh boy. This might be above our pay grade. But I do have a plan.
Done.
What's up, Chief? Okay.
Alrighty. Let's see how it works in a straight up combat encounter. I feel like this guy is gonna be too strong. 3 damage, 8 damage taken.
Damn.
We're hitting him all the time, so that's actually mildly surprising.
I'm hurt.
Yeah. Alright.
All right.
Ah, the good old kiting strategies. I think he literally can't get to me because Mort is blocking him. Alright, 175 experience. It works, but we kind of don't necessarily want to take these guys on in straight up combat if we can avoid it.
All right.
If you're curious, I like to use. Alright, let's use 3 bandages, that way we can at least take the workers the traditional way. And we're actually gonna send Mort ahead. Actually, I wonder whether Mort flies over traps, because he's never technically touching the ground. There's a way to place Mausoleum in the chamber. The first actual dungeon we are encountering. I guess I could have continued playing last time, because there's not a whole lot of dialogue going on.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Huh? Good as done.
All right.
Alright. I'm pretty comfortable now.
What? Sure, why not?
I'm gone.
Okay, 3 damage from a trap.
What's up, Chief? Okay.
I wonder whether
Done.
these things might be indicators for traps. Who knows? Okay, another skeleton worker. Let's see, does that trap activate again if I walk back? Doesn't appear to. Are you just walking back now, dude? Hey, I'm still here. I would like to have bow and arrows, please. Oh, I think I attracted both. Never mind, we're fine. You're trying hard not to backseat, I appreciate it.
All right.
Ow. Alright, let's hit him.
All right.
What's the word, Chief? Good as done.
Done.
What's up?
I'm gone.
Yeah? Okay.
All right.
Oh, now he's attacking Mort. Which Mort has a way better armor class than me, so he's much less likely to get hit. Alright.
Huh?
It's not a bad thing if Mort is the tank
Good
here.
as done.
Oh, can he not get across here? Is this a blind playthrough? Yes, mostly.
I'm gone.
I knew a little bit about the beginning, but beyond that, I know like small bits and pieces here and there. That's about the extent of my knowledge. Alright, we're getting away from here for now. I don't want to deal with 2 at the same
What's
time.
the word, Chief?
I'm gone.
Alrighty.
What's up?
Okay, Mort is tanking. Boom. Alright.
All right.
Seeing some more things here. A silver ring. This simple band of silver has no ornamentation. It may have once been a wedding ring. Whatever it was its past purpose, it may be worth a few coins to the local merchant. Yeah, but we're not gonna do that. Not a grave robber here.
Sure, why not?
That's just how I roleplay.
All right.
I don't know whether... Actually, feel free to... No, don't tell me whether it has consequences or not.
Huh? Sure, why
You can
not?
tell me at the end of the game if you want to.
What?
I
Sure,
assume
why
it
not?
doesn't, but you know. That's just how I choose to play. What kind of adventure are you?
Gone.
Refusing to rob graves? Well, I don't
Right.
think I'm an adventurer. I think I'm trying
Why, sure,
to
why not?
just figure out who I
What's the word,
am.
Chief? Sure, why not?
What my purpose was. Okay, there's a place to go here. Oh, it's just basically upstairs? Game has encountered an error. Apparently. I don't see the error, it's just dark for me. Hang on. Oh, and it crashed. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't loot the graves. Maybe. Good thing I save all the time, huh?
What's up? Good as done.
Actually, I think that was an autosave. Let's see. Alright. We are... Oh, just over here in the Mausoleum. So basically this is just a roundabout way to get around. Sure, let's just go for it. Skeleton workers aren't too difficult to take on. I am a bit low on health though, to be fair.
I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Alrighty. Let's see, can we rest? Rest party. Too dangerous to rest here. How about I go back through here? And try to rest now. It's too dangerous to rest here. Fair enough. Just keep going, I guess. Maybe it's the issue you had with the cursor. Maybe.
Done.
It's possible.
Done.
What do we have in here? Bandages. I have blood clot charms that I never use. These heal for 9 and give me brief resistances.
Done.
Actually, I don't know how brief the resistances are. For all I know, it might last for an in-game hour.
All right.
Bone charm, 2 armor class and resistances.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, if you can just grab a finger from a deceased in order to make a charm out of it,
I'm gone.
I don't know.
Huh? Okay.
All
That
right.
doesn't seem quite alright to me. Also, I feel like these bandages are specifically made to heal in between combat, so I'm just gonna use all of them. Maybe I can buy more. Wow, that's the sound effect. What's my build? My statistics are as follows here. I have basically put everything into wisdom and intelligence because that's kind of how I wanted to play my character anyways, and the remainder in constitution. And I was also told that this might be an interesting way to play. So by the way, backseat gaming is allowed, just no spoilers, especially story-wise. And stuff like that. Like, if you would like to tell me, hey, go over there, without telling me what it is, that is perfectly fine. What's your alignment? Do you see that anyways? Strongest creature killed, zombie worker. I guess Mort killed the other one? Yeah, he killed the giant skeleton, that's why. It's the icon under the AC. Ah, faction non-aligned and no faction allegiance. Over the charisma, this one? Ah, there's the alignment. True neutral. True neutral characters believe in maintaining the balance of law and chaos. They don't tip the scales between the two and tend to oppose anyone who does. Ah, do I though?
What?
What?
I'm gone.
What's up? Sure, why not? What's the word, Chief? Sure, why not?
Done.
Done.
I'm gone.
The main reason why I wanted the Nameless one to take the damage from traps is because he actually regenerates. Mort does not. Then again, Mort might not even trigger these traps because he's floating for all I know. Oh, and we have another skeleton worker here, which is gonna wait until he arrives.
Good as done.
I don't feel like attracting more than one at a time unless necessary. Hit him.
Damn.
Did you see that?
You just take damage from yourself, dude. Is there a combat log somewhere? There is a combat log. Let's see. Crushing damage from skeleton worker. Ah, 5 damage resisted. From Mort. Yeah, piercing is resisted by these guys. Nah, he just get hit by the skeleton worker. I was wondering whether critical miss might actually damage myself. But yeah, I think it was just coincidence. Hey buddy, what are you doing there? You look like a statue. There we go. Enemy sighted.
Did you see that?
Boom. That was quick.
Die.
14 is a miss. Huh. I have a -2 to hit with this weapon. Wonder if the fists are better actually. How much damage is a fist? 1, 2, 3, isn't it? Oh, I special raise that. Oh yeah, I remember. I can revive fallen party members. Fist 1, 2, 3 crushing. You know what? Let's try it. It actually looked pretty good initially when we were using that earlier.
Sure, why not?
Also, a leg bone club. 1 through 6 crushing damage. I ain't sure. Let's take 1 leg bone. I don't plan on using it, but we don't have one yet either. For all I know, that might be a key. Skeleton worker is -2 for an attack roll. I get a +2 for fists. Interesting.
I'm gone.
I don't know whether fists are that great. Where's my... Didn't I have like a punching iron thing? This one. I think this is way better than actually anything else I can use right now. Because this is technically a fist weapon, right? So... yeah, fist proficiency, so I get a better chance to hit and this is more damage.
All right.
1 more damage guaranteed at least. It's 2d2. Actually, I don't know whether it's 2d2. It just says 1 through 4. Okay, bandages. I'm just so inclined to just pick them up, but role-playing wise, I feel like I shouldn't. And we have actually just walked in a little circle here. Okay, there's another big skeleton dude.
Done.
And we're gonna use the same strategy as before, I think.
I'm gone.
Wonder whether they have an aggro concept. Uh. $13 hits. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think maybe he thinks Mort is an ally and he just doesn't want to hit Mort. Oh, that makes that pretty straightforward, huh? You feel old when people say this isn't a modern game. I mean, the game is decently old at this point. Compared to new ones especially. But at the same time, I do think this actually holds up really well so far. To be fair, this is the enhanced edition. So I'm not entirely sure on how this would otherwise hold up. Okay, this is back at the entrance and we're just kind of walking in a circle here. Okay, let's just go for it. Okay, that might have been a bit too many at the same time. Taking 2 damage there on Mort. Again, he doesn't heal up. It's a bit of a potential issue. So I prefer if they attack the nameless one instead. Although they have a much lower chance to hit Mort in the first place, to be fair. Alrighty, let's see what we have here. Just some copper coins. How much copper is 1 silver? 10? I think 10 it is in newer versions, but I don't know if that might have changed. Alright, that appears to be everything except for this run over here. We haven't gone down this road yet. Also, in case you're curious why I'm not running, I actually really like looking at the environments, and this just kind of gives me more time to do so. Which is why I don't have auto run and I just click shift in order to run. Like for example here, I think we got basically everything. So let's go over here and move to the second place of the Mausoleum. How did you folks feel about Baldur's Gate 3? I have intentionally avoided all kinds of spoilers, so I want to play that game when it's done. But I absolutely loved Divinity Original Sin 2. It's one of the best RPGs of recent memories that I've played. So I kind of trust the developer, so to speak, in that sense. Wait, there's... Oh no, there's the gate over here. So I will be playing Baldur's Gate 3 eventually. I'm just waiting until it's done then. Alright, let's see where we go. Oh. Well, this could be very interesting here. We might not be geared up for this. You see a mid-sized man in long robes of deep black. His hair is neatly coiffed and an impeccably trimmed goatee complements his handsome features. Noticing your arrival, he puts down the book he was writing in and strides confidently over toward you, smiling. Impressive, I must admit. I never thought you would make it this far. I'm glad to have disappointed you. Are you the one responsible for all the Walking Dead? Who I am is of no consequence to you. What I want is the question that should concern you most. As he speaks, he looks you up and down, as if somehow fascinated by you. Very well, what do you want? He takes a step back and cocks an eyebrow. I want your blood. Is that some kind of threat? The man starts to answer, but stops himself abruptly. An evil smile spreads across his face, and he begins to laugh. Yes, I suppose it is. He continues to laugh even harder at his own private joke. You notice that his hands have begun to move at his sides. Slowly, they flit back and forth, tracing intricate patterns in the air. End dialogue. Oh boy. Strahan Rune Shadow. Bunch of skeleton workers. He is clearly the most dangerous character around here. So this might be as good of an opportunity as any to use a charm. And what does the charcoal do? Resistance to fire. I don't know that he uses fire magic, but as soon as he does, we're gonna use a charcoal charm. It does did that. Invokes Curse Swarm. Sure, why not? Select the item on him. And Mort,
What?
you run to attack him. Alrighty, let's see the combat log real quick, just because I'm curious what he's doing and what I'm doing. Where is the combat log again? There it is. Alright. He casts Shroud of Shadows, but he takes 5 piercing damage from Mort.
Did you see that?
Mort critically hits him, and he's badly injured already. Whoa, did we just crush him? He's laughing. Yep, we just crushed him like that. Wow. One thing I've learned in Dungeons and Dragons type games, consumable are there to be used. I also suffer, like most people, from the concept of, but maybe I need that item later type of deals. But in these kinds of games, you use them. He takes 4 magic damage from the nameless one. Mort just absolutely destroyed that guy, holy cow. He didn't even attack. Wow. Alright, let's clean up the mess of skeleton workers. I think the swarm actually did a lot right there. Holy moly.
Alright.
Alright. Get a cloth charm, a bracelet that is not identified, and scroll of ice knife. Wonder that I can learn these spells later. I would assume so. Let's see, scroll of ice knife, a bracelet, Magus Guard. Considered standard equipment for any adventuring mage, bracelets such as these can be found across the plains. Judging by the markings on this particular bracelet, it appears to have been made in a style quite common to Sigil. Various glyphs of warding are meticulously carved along the surface, producing an almost hypnotic effect when looked at. When worn, this bracelet protects the wearer from normal attacks as if they were wearing scale armor. Ah. Wait, you just straight up identified it? Interesting, you couldn't do this for that thing, huh? So, only usable by mages. I'm not a mage apparently. I'm a fighter, according to this stat. So, there's gonna be mages in the game in some capacity, so we definitely keep that. Ow, that went way better than I expected it to.
I'm gone.
There's a skull in here. We're not gonna grab the skull, that's silly. If we need one, we can come back here later. Oh, and he has Scroll of Chromatic Orb, a dagger, Scroll of Strength, and Strahan's Diary. Your intelligence wisdom gives you a lot of lore. You're pretty good at IDing things. Right, which is why I'm kind of surprised that we couldn't identify the triangle earring earlier. And, well, I guess we dealt with that guy. We made this mausoleum his grave as well. Or something. Let's say Scroll of Strength. I'm not gonna worry about reading. Well, actually, no. Maybe I should just read the spells as we encounter them, just because that way not everything is at once. Bone Dagger, 1 through 6 damage, +1. Which means we have a +1 chance to hit as well as +1 extra damage. Which means this dagger is probably way better than anything else we can use. That's a lot of quiver slots, actually. So I think this is pretty much the weapons we're gonna use. Bone dagger and fist irons. Let's see. Scroll of Ice Knife. It's instant cast. Level 2 wizard. Daggers of ice can be conjured that not only strike the intended target, but can spread cold as ice in water. This spell fires a magical ice dagger at the target. The caster must successfully hit with his normal missile attack roll. A successful hit causes 2 to 8 points of damage per dagger. When the ice knife strikes a solid object or a creature, the knife shatters, releasing a wave of numbing cold. All creatures within a 5-foot radius must make a successful saving throw versus paralyzation or suffer 1 through 4 points of cold damage and have a -2 penalty to their attack rolls. If the attack roll misses, the ice dagger will fall to the ground, 2 feet past, using the same trajectory that it originally took, the intended target. The ice dagger will then remain on the ground for 2 seconds. If any creature touches this ice dagger during the time, it will immediately shatter and emit a cold wave, as above. If not, then after the elapsed time it will melt away. Finally, the caster gains 1 additional ice dagger for every 2 levels after the 3rd level, for a maximum of 5 daggers. The subsequent daggers can be fired off by a subsequent click on the same or another target. That's actually quite interesting. I assume some of these things just don't apply to the game, but would more be for a tabletop RPG. But this feels like what we nowadays know as Frostbite cantrip, but with more damage attached. Don't know whether that's accurate. Alrighty, and then we have a Scroll of Strength. 60 minutes duration. Grants immense strength to the weak or greater strength to the strong. This spell increases the strength score by a certain number of points, or tens of points above 18, which will still be qualified by race class restrictions. The spell cannot bestow a strength of 19 or greater. The bonus is as follows: for a priest 1d6, for a rogue 1d6, for a warrior 1d8, and a wizard 1d4. Basically, your chance to hit and damage goes up whenever you use a strength weapon with this, while having the buff. Scroll of Chromatic Orb. Duration is special. Long are the debates about the spectrum of color in the multiverse. This blue is better than yellow. Pike it, Burke. Of course, white is the true color. And while in the end, many generally agree that a color's greatness is in the eye of the beholder, this spell establishes the fact that some colors are deadlier than others. This summons a large magical orb of color, which can then be hurled at a target using the caster's normal attack roll, +3. The color of the orb changes depending on the caster's level. Level 1 is white, that is 1 through 4 damage. And special power 10 seconds. Oh, I assume this is just debuffing the target hit. Then level 2 is 1 through 6 damage, but not actually as good of a debuff in comparison to the white. Orange is 1 through 8 damage, an additional 1 through 4 fire damage. Yellow is 1 through 10 damage. And minus... oh, that's actually really good if it has yellow. But if it's dependent on the caster's level, that's kind of strange, but I feel like more of a patchwork on how to handle it in the game. So this spell ranges from being crazy good... oh, Petrification on 10. What about 8 and 9? There's no 8 and 9. Either way, this seems really, really crazy good if the caster is high enough level. Interesting. Alright, we have dealt with these clowns. Let's go back to the entrance. And Toasted Zergling, thank you. Thank you very, very much for the 100 happy rabbits. I really appreciate those. Thank you. As you step into the corridor, the guardian spirit materializes before you. Its ghostly countenance regards you benevolently. I thank you. You have done me a great service. The spirits of my charges sleep quietly once again. Go in peace, friend. The apparition fades away, leaving you alone in the deserted halls of the Mausoleum.
Updated my journal.
Well, rest in peace. Well, I guess he doesn't rest in peace. He has
I'm
a
gone.
job to do here. But everybody else hopefully rests in peace. Alrighty, we're just running back to the entrance now. The journal has been updated. Let's actually read these journal entries while we're at it. Wait, there was another trap there I hadn't missed. And I also think this confirms Mort just flies over the traps. That's intriguing. Let's see. Completed. Defeat the intruder in the Mausoleum for the Guardian Spirit. I have slain the intruding necromancer the Guardian Spirit spoke of. With his power broken, the dead no longer walk the halls of the Mausoleum. Norachi will be pleased. Right. We're gonna definitely report back to Norachi. Alrighty. And let's go back to the bar. I think it was over here. I wonder whether there's an inn somewhere where we can rest to fully heal. Alrighty, Norachi. Hey, I did a thing. You see Norachi. He's pulling at one of his spikes of hair and using it to scratch a spot on his face. You can't help but think he'd look a lot better with dreadlocks. I found out what was going on in the Mausoleum. The dead sleep again.
Updated my journal.
Norachi's lines of worry smooth out as you speak. Thanks give I. He reaches into his robes and draws forth a small bag which he hands to you. Copper coin. 100. Thanks. Glad I could help. Farewell.
Ooh, looks like my skills have increased.
Oh, Mort actually leveled up. So he's still a fighter and, well, his fighting skills improved. Gains 10 more hit points, 2 hit points from con bonus. Not terribly interesting, really. Aside from 10 more hit points, which is actually kind of a big deal, to be fair. Still, not terribly interesting. This guy speaks in Yoda. Definitely he does. Fools. Looks like they're having a conversation. Also, once I die, I want to talk to Awaiting Death again, I suppose. Alrighty, and that is just this Mausoleum quest complete. Wasn't too difficult, aside from me having... Well, I didn't have to, but I just cheesed a little bit there. Wonder what this Dustman has to say. Greetings. Just surprised. He had some questions. Do you know someone named Farad? Farad is a collector. The woman studies you for a moment. If you would wish to know more of him, I am told that Initiate Emmerich in the Gathering Dust Bar also seeks him. It may be that he can help you. Alright, basically she doesn't really say anything more. Which reminds me, what did Emmerich tell us to do? He did give us a quest. Find the source of Farad's bodies for Emmerich. Right, he has no idea where Farad is, but we also got a lot of information from a variety of NPCs already. We know he is in the less pleasant place in the southwest. So, yeah. Alright, there's a place to go here. The southeast of the Hive. Over here is to the northwestern portion of the northwest? Really? Let me actually consult my notes real quick. Alrighty. Sharegrave, Pox's boss may know, west of the mortuary gate. Dustman Bar is also looking. The Rackpicker Square, which presumably is in the southwest, is for the collectors. So... In the south, also we are tasked to kill 3 of the starved dogs who, well, already killed somebody else. We're also we're looking for Gravesend, which is Pox's boss, so to speak. You ever speak to Adapus? Yes. You know what, let's just go and look for that Farad dude. We might be not prepared yet. So many harlots. These vines are really strange, by the way. Hive thugs. We've never talked to a hive thug. I wonder what they have to say, if they actually talk to us. You see a heavyset looking man. He has a stone-faced expression. Greetings. The man looks at you for a moment, grunts, then raises his hand, revealing a wicked dagger. He smiles evilly and begins twirling it in the menacing art. Farewell. Well, I knew that would happen. Or, well, I figured that would happen. Taking a lot of damage this time around, actually.
I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Alright.
But hey, can get money from these clowns. But then again, I would need some place to sell my goods sometime. There's a named woman walking around outside of the mortuary. Might want to make sure you find her, usually northwest of the map. Alright? Well, let's go and look for that. By the way, these directions are appreciated. And, oh right, I actually saw her earlier, where Anguir is running around. Hello? You see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty, and her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is a fused lump of flesh. It looks melted, like wax exposed to great heat. Jeez. Greetings.
My journal.
What is it what you want me? The woman's accent is thick, and you are having difficulty making out what she's saying. Want me to leave? Not leave in the city, so I'm not. I can't. I tried. It's not a city. It's a prison everywhere. Everywhere? There's worlds there's... Her eyes gleam madly. Plains that be sinking sands, feels thirsty, nettles be, sightless worlds where are limbs and given of life and hate. Cities of dust, whose people are dust and whisper ash, this house without doors, and the dwelt lands, the singing winds. She starts to sob quietly, but she seems all out of tears. And shadows, the terrible shadows there be. Alright, let me actually try to make sense of this real quick. Plains that are sinking sands, fields, thirsty nettles be, sightless worlds where limbs are given life and hate. Basically, your appendages come to life? That sounds terrifying. Cities of dust, whose people are dust and whisper ash. The house without doors, the twilight lands, the singing winds, and the terrible shadows. Where are these places? Where's them places? She flings the lump of her right hand in an arc, gesturing at the cityscape. They's all here! Doors, here to everywhere! Yeah, we actually learned that already. Basically, this is kind of the hub for going to all sorts of places. And the doors are, well, interesting concepts, or portals, if you will. The doors can be anything, and the keys to these doors can be anything. And these doors don't necessarily always lead to the same place twice. So you can't go anywhere, but finding the right door is the tricky part. There's places, doors. You're not knowing this? She squints at you, and her teeth start chattering. Tell you I will. Beware every space you walk through or touch a disc thrice cursed city. Doors, gates, arch windows, picture frames, the open mouth of a statue, the spaces between shelves, beware any space bounded on all sides. All there's doors, dotted places. What do you mean? We actually already learned this. I don't remember who we talked to this about, but somebody told us about these things. Every door has a key, it does, and with this key, they show their true nature. An arch becomes a portal, a picture frame becomes a portal, a window becomes a portal. All ears take someplace else, they steal you away. She raises the lamp with her right hand, and sometimes that's the other side takes part of you as a tithe. What are these keys? The keys. Number as many as the doors of this city. Every door has a key, every key a door. Her teeth start chattering again, as if she is cold. And a key is anything. It may be a notion, an iron nail held between your second and fifth fingers, a thought 3 times, then thought once in reverse, or it may be a glass rose. And these are all keys that open these doors.
Updated my journal.
Yes. Her teeth start chattering, and she clenches her mouth closed and squint her eyes. Yes, can't leave. How did you get here?
Updated my journal.
From... She seems to calm slightly, and her eyes take on a 1,000-league stare. Came from a place else from here, almost a life ago. Hummed a tune by a glade with 2 dead trees that had fallen together. A brilliant door opened in the space between the crossed trees, showed me this city and the other side. I stepped through, ended here. Why can't you go back? Tried. She tried to stop again, but no tears come. Tried. All doors here lead to other places. She shudders and grips her melted right hand. Went through thrice 10 portals, some a purpose, some an accident, none of them right. Can't find a way back. There must be a portal that can take you back. Can't even leave here. The square and their place of death behind the gate waits for me. She points at the mortuary behind the gate, then turns back to you, her face desperate. Can't go anywhere in this city. You can't go anywhere? What do you mean? Anything could be a door. Any arch there, any door here. Could be a portal. Don't know the key. Could get a sent to another horrible place. Her teeth start chattering again. Got stay away from the closed spaces. All could be doors. Could have a key on me. And I'm not knowing it. You are afraid to go through any door or arch because it might be a portal? She nods, her teeth chattering. How long have you been afraid of this? She squints. Since the last time I walked through the last portal, the place where my hand... She stops. Since 10th turning. And in me 4th, 10th turning that now... Her teeth begin chattering. 10th turning. I don't know what a turning is, but that sounds like a long time because she is now at 410 turnings. Oh, the nameless one actually knows. 30 years? You haven't walked through any door for 30 years? Her vision seems to clear slightly. She looks up at you, her teeth still chattering. If you got here, there must be a portal that can take you back. It's only a matter of finding it. She smiles. Her teeth are not chattering because she is cold. They are moving around inside her mouth, her gums twisting as the teeth shift about. They rise and recede as you watch, chattering as they rattle against each other. What? She hisses at you. Only takes one portal you step through, an accident, to drive the fear into you. I went through the thrice 10, lost my hand, burnt my flesh, and lost my senses. She looks at her feet. No more. No more. I'm sorry. If I can find some means to help you, I will. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Oh boy. What was her name? Ingress? I'm gonna write that down. I probably should just kind of have like a list of names somewhere. A couple of folks at the memorial are also worth talking to, but you might already have. Yes, I think I've talked to everybody so far. Ingress looking for a way home, but too afraid to walk through doors. Did that add a quest to your quest tracker? Probably. Let's see. Journal screen.
Let's shake a leg. Well, I mean, you shake a leg.
Find a way to help Ingress. I met a madwoman named Ingress running around in the Hive outside the mortuary. She was raving about doors and keys, and she claimed that the whole city was a series of portals to other places. She said when she was a young girl, she accidentally stepped through a portal and ended up trapped in the city. If I can find an experienced planeswalker, perhaps he could give a guide her home. Ah, that actually is more information there. There's a planeswalker here, which makes a lot of sense. Also, we have help Seftai get her revenge, which is the thing with the Rack Picker Square. Is it? No, the Starved Dogs. Her sisters were attacked a few blocks to the south. Find Craddock for being the sender. Right, actually I forgot about this one. I agreed to deliver a message for a man named Bean the Sender. And we need to find Craddock, who's said to be an overseer in a marketplace somewhere in the Hive. Alright. So, I mean, we're reasonably close to the left side of the world. Let's just see what the world holds on for us. We're still in the Hive. Tout here. Arlott, frightened Hive dwellers, Darbus, Molt.
I'm gone.
Let's just talk to the Darbus. Maybe they have some more thing to say. Greetings. How are you doing? Alright. Yeah, we already talked to these. There's a black Abishai. Also, we're just getting randomly attacked by a Hive thug just now. So I was wondering what an Abishai was, because apparently that is something that put one of these into the mortuary. So that's very interesting. Alright, one done. 2 to go, I guess. And this guy's running away. Let's take care of the other guy. We're getting pretty lucky with our hits and them not hitting. Clot Charm. Hey, how convenient. We can heal ourselves up. And you know what? I know you respawn anyways. I have no qualms about just taking care of you clowns. There we go, some more rusty daggers. Vines with black leaves. And apparently the Darbus are just working here. There's a collector down here. There's fleas. Let's just start talking to people, shall we? Hi. You see a man who is looking around at the buildings with some confusion. He looks lost and is mumbling to himself. Greetings. The man looks relieved. At last! I beg your indulgence, good sir. I seem to have gotten turned around in this maze of streets. He chuckles uncomfortably. I'm afraid this area of the city is somewhat... He glances around apprehensively. Unknown to me. The residents seem most unwilling to extend aid to a visitor. He looks at you hopefully. Could I prevail upon you to help me, perchance? Certainly. Where are you trying to go? I seek the house of my aunt, Margaret. She is reported to dwell in a house close to the mortuary, but the street layout seems to have changed since my last visit. Do you know the house of which I speak of? I'm afraid I have never heard of such a place. The man frowns in disappointment. Aha! I suppose it would have been too much good fortune to hope that you would know of such a place. He nods slightly and thanks. Well, I thank you for your time, good sir. It is most welcome in these streets. Alright, I'm gonna write down that Fleece is looking for Margaret. Northwest and northeast. Looking for Margaret. Very well. Oh, as you're about to turn away, when you suddenly have a feeling that something is amiss. Suspicious, you glance at the man again, just in time to see him withdrawing his hand from your purse. You can't be sure, but you think he might have taken something from you. I like this one. Bait the man into pickpocketing you again, and observe his technique. That's a lot of experience. You engage the man in a light conversation and secretly study his movements. This man seems to rely on two things. One, pretending to be a high-class citizen out of his element to lower the target's guard, and two, distracting the mark by having the victim point out directions. When the victim turns to a point at a street or a landmark, the man skims the mark's purse and tucks items into his conveniently long sleeves. You make a mental note of his technique, just as he makes another grab for your purse. Alright, let's try to grab his hand. You're not as fast enough. He yanks his hand back before you can grab it. With a yelp, he bolts running down the street. Alright then.
I feel stronger.
I'm just gonna let him run away. I mean, he's just trying to make an ends meet, this clown. I appreciate his technique and he gave me a level up, so I'm not gonna worry too much about him. We leveled up as a fighter. 10 more hit points, 1 characteristic points gained. Means we can pump it up to 22, I think somebody told me to do. So I'm just gonna do that. More into wisdom. Alright. That's fine. I don't feel like I need to kill this guy. Alrighty. Black Abyss. I wanna talk to this one. This black-scaled reptile towers to a height of 8 feet. Its great height, however, is offset by its thin, snake-like frame. A long, prehensile tail drags behind it, and its leathery wings are hooked behind its back. A strong, vinegary smell emanates from the creature, as well as a certain amount of heat. It seems to be ignoring you. Readings. What, Chief? Mort cuts in before he can speak to the creature. Bar that! You don't want to be rattling your bone box with any fiend on the street. Leave be. I wanted to ask it some questions. No, you don't. Mort glances at the creature, then turns back at you and lowers his voice to a whisper. They are touchy. Let's just go. Alright, let's leave the creature alone for now. I want to talk to one eventually. But I'm not strong enough to do anything crazy yet. Let's see what the Hive dwellers have to say. The man frowns as you approach. I have no time to be rattling my bone box with strangers, Scudder. So it's not generally safe to do so in the Hive. Very well. Very well then. Fair. Very fair. What about the collectors? This man is draped in filthy, tattered brown robes, a long hood concealing most of his face from view. Greetings. You see his eyes narrow beneath his hood, and he takes a step back. What do you want? What is this place? He frowns at you. You're in the Hive, of course. A dirtiest bit of all sigil. Where are you from, Cutter? You from the Prime or something? No. Why are you looking for bodies? He looks surprised. Well, you hold the blighters to the mortuary. There you talk to the dusties, haggle a little and get a few bit of jink. Alright, we already know about the Dustman Bar the bodies, but I'm actually curious what his opinion is about it. So I still ask, why do the Dustmen buy the bodies? They gather the dead. It's their job. They pay us to cover more area and bring any bodies we find them. Then they make sure that the blighter's body goes to its proper place or gets cremated. They're all serious about it. Their barm is philosophy, but it just means more drink for me. He winks. Alright, I had some questions. He raises an eyebrow. I some for you, then. Like, what did you want to know? How badly did you want to know it? What do you mean? Look around you, Cather. I don't make enough jink to go lighting up the dark for nothing. It'll make a bit of coin, if you will. If you want to jaunt. Never mind then. Farewell. I'm not gonna pay that guy yet. I don't feel like I need to.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
Maybe. 1 ear. So you see a shady-looking fellow standing before you, picking his teeth with what appears to be a tiny metal fork. His chest is covered by patchwork armor adorned with large spikes, and a long knife hangs at his side. You notice he is missing his right ear. Greetings.
Updated my journal.
He regards you coolly from the shadows, as if sizing you up. I had some questions for you. The one-eared tiefling scowls at you threateningly. Pike off, Burke, or I'll have your guts for Gardus. Wow, those responses. Ignore his threats and walk away. Eh. Somebody's attacking me. Oh yeah, he's still over here. Wonder if he is no longer aggro if I just go outside and then come back.
Alright.
He's gone. Alright, that makes it easier. Alrighty. We have a Porifron. Every inch of this man's skin is covered in a web of black lines. It's if some artist chose to accentuate every crease in his flesh with a quill pen. The overall effect is such that even when his face shows no expression, he appears to be frowning. Greetings. This one has a name. This one is called Porphyron. The man's voice is like a gong as he speaks. The lines on his face bend and settle into a series of spherical patterns. This one would like to know, why do you address this one? I wanted to ask some questions about the city. This one would have you know, this one cannot answer your questions. The lines on his face twist into angles, then split into a mess of scribbles. This one has only recently stepped a foot in this place of walls. Alright then, but I have to ask you this. Why do those lines upon your face move? The lines show anger. Do you take offense? The lines slowly straighten, forming into gentle curves. No offense was meant. Will you accept the many apologies of this one? No offense taken. Why are you angry? This one tells of event recent. Did you know this one was beset by 3? The 3 demanded an item of this one. This one feared an attack. What does this one do? This one surrendered the item. Well, you were right to be afraid. If they were 3, then they might have killed you, and you had not given up. If you had not given up the item. This one has been misunderstood. The lines on his face become angled, then smooth into curves again. This one did not fear being killed. This one feared killing the 3. Well, if you could have killed them, why did you let them rob you? This one walks the path of a warrior. Many weapons have walked with this one. The fist, the blade, the stave, the hatchet, the smiter. these tools are all known to this one. That's not much of an explanation. Again, if you're a warrior with that much training, why let them rob you? This one is forbidden to attack. The lines ripple across his face as he speaks. If this one had struck at the three in Anguir, the vow of non-violence would be unmade. Vow of non-violence? You're a warrior and a pacifist? This one is unfamiliar with your speech. What is this pacifist? Never mind. Why did you train so much if you're not permitted to attack another? This one is of the order of Erit Agye. However you pronounce that, I'm just gonna pronounce it Erit Agye. We wait for the final days, where all will be called to battle. The training and skills of this one, they are to be kept silent until then. In the meantime, you will let yourself be robbed in the street without defending yourself. This one will clarify. The item is of value. The discipline of Erit Agye is of greater value. Since you won't fight, any chance you could talk these thieves into returning your item? This one addresses the Three Thieves. What happens? The requests of this one are met with scorn. The three will not return the item. I could see if I could get the item back for you. This one must ask, would you bring violence to the three that have robbed this one? Not if I can help it. This one fears. A message absent of violence will not be understood. The lines of the man's face form into a series of ellipses. This one is not opposed to you trying. Alright then. What is this item you have lost? The item is this. A rope of black and red prayer beads, worn around the neck. The worth of these beads is not measured in copper. The worth of these beads is measured in faith. Alright then. I'll see if I can find this necklace. Do you know where these three thugs might be? This one knows where the angry words were traded and the item lost. By the bar that burns inside. The three were outside the place, dressed in black and red. Three robbers dressed in black and red, outside the bar that burns on the inside. That can't be too hard to find. Very well.
Updated my journal.
Alright, sure. Why not? Noble spirit achievement acquired. Hey Multicyto, welcome. How are you doing today? Alrighty. Debtors. Let's see. Molt. This man appears less dour and wary of passers-by than the people around him. He moves with an upbeat gait, usually casually scanning the ground to either side of him as he goes. As you approach him, he nods a friendly greeting. Greetings. Hello, Cutter. Say, you seen any debtors about? None nearby, no. I had some questions. Too bad, he shrugs. Had some questions, did you? Let's go wait then. What are you looking for? Debtors, of course. Don't you recognize the robes of a collector? He grabs a hold of the cloth and holds it up for your inspection. No, I didn't. Aye, collectors. He indicates his ragged brown robes. These here are collector's robes, Cutter. The poor sod you seen wearing these. Me, for instance, is most likely looking for debtors, bodies to sell to the mortuary. He shrugs. Whatever it takes to get by in the Hive, right? Do the collectors work together? He laughs heartily. Hells no. We all dress the same, but there's only so many debtors to go around. We band up casually. We band up usually. And competing bands, packs, gangs, whatever you like to call them, are none too friendly with one another. Are there any rival packs of collectors near here? He nods. Sure, a sigils round most collectors in the Hive call Kipper Rackpicker Square. And I'm just north of here, through the large gate. It's mostly run by Sharegrave's ladders. Now, since we fought most of Farrad's boys off. Alrighty. This actually gives us 3 pieces of information. Basically, it tells us most of the collectors keep in the Rackpicker Square, which is north of here through the large gate. It's mostly run by Sharegrave's ladders. Actually, he didn't specifically tell us whether he is part of Sharegrave's ladders, if you will, or whether he is kind of part of his own group. But he does kind of say that since we fought most of Farrad's boys off, actually, I think that implies that he's part of the Sharegrave group. And they did, in fact, fight against Farrad, or... Well, actually, yeah, he specifically said fight them off. So, those could be allies if we're trying to defeat Farrad, but I don't even... Well, we know that the Farrad dude is not the most nice to the people that he brings to the mortuary. I mean, the Dustmen don't like him, but at the same time, that doesn't inherently imply he is on the evil side of the coin, if you will. Then again, we don't know either. Tell me about Sharegrave. Sharegrave? He's my boss. Oh, I see. He specifically says that. I never speak with him, though. Never even seen him too close, like. Keeps to himself, mostly, and runs things through a few underlings. You can find him in his case at the Rackpicker Square, but I'd stay far away unless you got a good reason to talk to him. He's a bit peery, a strange as he is. Alright, tell me about Farrad. Ladders, lads, guys. Yeah, I figure. Don't know much about that man myself. We spent a lot of time fighting his boys, but they've all suddenly disappeared, along with Farrad. We still catch the occasional straggler in Rackpicker Square, but we've no idea where the rest gone hiding it. Does he have many men left? He must, 'cause we hear his lot's been real successful of late, finding lots of debtors, making lots of think of the dusties at the mortuary. Don't know how, either, as we've been having trouble finding corpses of late, he shrugs. Interesting. I had some other questions. Ask away, Cutter. Mayhap I'll get lucky and some will keel over and die while we're chatting. He's not even joking about that. I am looking for a man named Farrad. The collector's boss. Don't know much about the man myself. Oh, he's literally just telling me the same thing. Well, he might have information about the journal I've lost. Let's ask him about it. No, haven't run across one. Tell you what though, if I do, I'll hold it on to you for you. Alright. I'd appreciate that. Farewell. And farewell to you, Cutter. He waves and walks off. That is definitely rather interesting. So we already knew that there's like opposing groups to places. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna talk to this Black Abishai anyways. I just saved. What's the worst that can happen? It seems to be ignoring you. Greetings. Yes? What size as you are about to speak to the creature? Oh, nothing. Life is the best teacher, you know? He nods at the creature. Go ahead. I will. This black-scaled fiend towers to a height of 8 feet. Oh, it seems to be ignoring greetings. The creature slowly turns its head down to look at you. Its scaled forehead wrinkles into a frown. Then it opens its mouth, giving a low, rasping hiss. You notice the heat radiating from the creature begins to rise. I would speak with you for a moment. The creature opens its mouth, displaying a row of blackened fangs. Fire begins to dance around the shoulders and arms of the creature as it gives you a long, low hiss. Hiss back. Calm yourself, I just want to talk to you. The creature speaks in a rasping hiss. Its voice sounds like two rough stones being scraped together. It hisses for a few moments, its gravelly voice rising and falling. What? The creature snarls. Nothing to say to you, do I? The fiend's eyes narrow to slits. If a stay, your warm blood will cover the stones. I just wanted to ask you some questions. The creature roars, then it launches itself to you. Yeah, I was kind of hoping you might be friendlier than this. Bonk.
I'm hurt.
Bonk.
Let this fool die.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected to have happen. And we
Feels
wake
like
up
I've been
back in the
strained through
mortuary.
someone's bowels.
Let's see, did we lose anything? Any money? I think we lost a little bit of money. I think we had a little bit more before, like 200, like 10 more coins. Surprisingly, we basically keep everything else. Suppose not the worst thing that can happen, and it's an easy way back in. Apparently Mort stays with us with this. You there, hold. Wait. Well, we already had this conversation before. I seem to be lost. And snap his necks before he can call out. You're not fast enough. I don't really want to fight all of these clowns. Not yet. They're not a safe? Yeah. I think I went the wrong way.
Alright.
Actually, you know what? Since we're in here again as well, let's talk to the other guy that hides as a zombie, because we've seen his letter. Wonder whether he has something to say about it. He was around here. Hi. Greetings. No, I had some questions for you. I guess... No, I'm not looking for anything here. I guess you can always disguise as a zombie. I was kind of curious whether I could talk to him about the other thing. Never mind. Alright. Let's be a bit more careful about this time. Alrighty, where is the exit? Mortuary front gate.
I'm gone.
Let's run over here. Bye. You must gather your party before venturing forth. Alright, I have died again. But this time I remember. It's kinda curious. Also my health is back to full, whereas Mort's is not. There's no name or plaque identifying, but it is honoring this monument. Curious. Alright, let's actually go briefly to the Dustman Bar, because the way it's death is kind of, well, interested in a death experience now that we had one that we do remember. Was that your first death? Yes. Well, not technically. Me as a player first. But for the nameless one, it must have been one of potentially many. Alright, awaiting death. I have information for you. Greetings. Can I ask you some questions? The dustman doesn't respond. He keeps staring into the distance. As he turned to leave, the dustman suddenly speaks, his voice barely a murmur. You have to strain to hear the words. You think he said something about wanting to die. Alrighty. So basically... Okay, I asked him, do you want to die? Why do you want to die? We already had this conversation. It's kind of curious that we have this again. Everything cannot be as bad as you make it out to me. Maybe after the first death. Well, I already did that apparently. I've seen what lies beyond death. The boy stares at you. You're speaking truthfully. He looks at you in amazement. What is there? What did you see? I lay on an island adrift upon an ocean of great darkness. The island was formed of shadowed stones, but the stones were not stones, for they murmured and whispered to me in a speech I could not understand. There is no silence there, no comfort, and the chill burrows beneath the flesh and sinks into the bone. There is no difference. He looks down at the floor and chews his lips with a strange expression. Beyond the shadow of this existence, more misery awaits. There is no oblivion, no cleansing. Nothing changes, the planes rotate. Nothing ever changes. Except you. You can still change. He scoffs. Nay, I have tried repeatedly. If you believe that, then it will be true. It is more than belief, it is reality. His gaze turns dark. Have you seen this city? It rots, and everything within it rots with it. There is no hope, nothing to strive for. Everything is stained with darkness and shadow. What about your beliefs as a dustman? Isn't that a worthy enough goal? He nods. The dustman philosophy is a worthy goal, else I would not have become a dustman. Then heed this. If you are too eager to reach oblivion, according to the tenets of the dustman, that very eagerness to reach the true death will keep you forever from it. He snarls. You sound like one of the factors. They never cease lecturing me. They are correct to do so. They have only your wish to die at heart. If you wish to reach the true death, you must come to terms with this life first. No matter how painful it seems to you, it is an opportunity, and you're still young. Perhaps seeing no more of this life will calm your eagerness for death. Oh, perhaps seeing more of this life. But how? He seems puzzled. How should I deal with it? You could literally just say the same thing again. Simply try to live as best as you can. Use this life, no matter how painful it is, as an opportunity. You're young. Perhaps seeing more of this life will kill your eagerness for death. The boy falls silent, thinking. Eventually he turns back to you. Your words carry weight, sir, and a fresh perspective. I will do as you have said. That is all I ask. Live, grow old, and learn. Farewell. Oops. Alright, That was interesting. I don't know whether I actually needed to have an
Being watched,
in-game
Chief. Just look natural.
death.
Casual.
Alright, to the alley of dangerous angles. Sure,
Done.
let's just go over here. This is where we think Farad is probably hiding. And this appears to be our main goal, for now at least. Let's see. Dark Alley Shift. Greetings, stranger. Looks like you're in Dark Alley Shift territory now. Looks like you've got a purse that could use some lightening. You better pray it's enough. I need to talk to your leader. Rotten William? Aye. I'll let you in to talk to him as soon as you let me take a look at your purse. How much do you need? It ain't much. It says, he says magnanimously, a mere 10 pieces of zinc. And it will get you through. Sure, why not? It's a deal. He takes your money, pockets it, and says, get out of here now. Out of here?
Gone.
No, I'm just gonna go continue here. Saves me a lot of health. This very delicate looking structure, ready to fall over with the first strong wind that comes its way. Oh, this is a very delicate looking structure. Okay. This wooden shack is constructed of charred timbers and rotten termite-infested wood. This is all that remains of a sedan chair. There are still some bloodstains on it. Razor Angel... oh boy. What's in here? Charm of Infinite Recall. Or Infinite Recall. Lord skill set to 100. While practicing, some mage students discovered a means to condense and store knowledge into a charm form. This particular charm contains the entire resource library of the famed Charon School of Mages. Unfortunately, the effects of this charm are fleeting and the user is rendered unintelligible for a short period of time. Oh, that's interesting. This charm can be used to identify unknown items. It can only be used on the quick menu on the world screen. After the charm is used, the user must then enter their inventory screen, right-click, examine each item they want to identify. The charm will not only allow the user to identify objects that are in his possession, items in other characters' inventories cannot be identified this way. The effects of this charm are temporary and must be used quickly. Well, that's actually quite neat. That's a clever way of doing it. So basically, that's how the students cheated in their exams. Let's see, we have Crystal, and these are all Razor Angels. What are these guys doing here? Stand right here. Someone will be coming to talk to you. Fine, I'll wait here. How long do I need to wait, dude? Let's see, this is a tent. Well, this is definitely a less pleasant part of the area. But maybe we can get to some arrangements. I guess I'm not just gonna wait here. Crystal. You see a cool, collected woman. Her face is set in hard, determined lines. Her voice is low and firm. I am Crystal, leader of these Razor Angels. You are in our home. What do you want of me? Tell me about the Razor Angels. We came here when bigger gangs took over the trash warrens near Rackpicker Square. We got here right around the same time as the Dark Alley shifts, who set up Kip on the other side of the alley. They're a bunch of murderous thugs. And here she pauses. We're thugs, but we don't kill if we can help it. We just need to make a living. And given our situation, charging a toll is the best way to do it. Huh. Well, that's your side of the story, I suppose. Sounds rewarding. No, it's not. Only we've got nothing better going for us. We're Hive dwellers. Even the scant education I got won't get me out of here. No one's a Hive dweller, so make sure we're not entirely ignored. Or so we make sure we're not entirely ignored. Whatever. Farewell. Before you go, I need a favor from you. This slice of alleys just isn't big enough for us and the dark alley shifts. We've got heart, and they've got hate. Kill off their leader, Rotten William, and you'll get a free passage through the alley from us for the rest of your life. You come through here often enough, that'll save you a lot of jink. Well, tell me about your gang.
Updated my journal.
We're itinerants. Itinerants. What does that even mean? We've been forced to move time and time again. We settled here at the same time the Rotten William and Dark Alley shifts. Now we're in a fight for our lives. We just charge a simple toll for passage here. They take lives. We're essentially good people. They're evil, led by an evil man. I kind of wanted the more in-between option here. I don't want to straight up believe her that that she is like the angel she claims to be. Or they claim to be. I won't do it. That won't stop me from asking every time you speak to me. This needs to be done. I'm still not gonna do it. Farewell. And she doesn't attack me for it. That's actually kind of... interesting. Have you made any gain in seeking to write the Rotten William into the dead book? I told you I wasn't gonna do it. And I told you I'd keep asking until they agreed to it. I'm still not going to. Farewell. I wanted to ask some other questions. Maybe she's gonna be more cooperative later. I don't really feel like I should take any sides yet. Or maybe I should. Maybe I'm just gonna follow my gut feeling. What's in this tent?
I'm gone.
A golden ring. The exterior of this gold ring has a series of engravings on its surface, but you can't make their significance out. Whatever its purpose, it might be worth quite a few coins to a local merchant. Stealing from thugs? Sure. Let's see whether they attack me.
I'm gone.
Nope, they don't seem to care. You know, if you send a few buddies to me that help me get rid of the Rotten William, maybe we could come to an arrangement, but just kind of doing it myself doesn't seem that interesting. Hear that you're doing some work for Crystal. Good. Get it done quick, you hear? Oh, and before I go forgetting it, you'll have paid a toll. Since you're with us, it'd be half price. A mere 5 coin. But I'm working for Crystal. That you are, so am I. We all got our mouths to feed, so it'll be feeding ours. 5 coins and I'll stretch it out. I never said I was gonna work for you. Or here. Been a pleasure. Good luck with that bastard Rotten William. Yeah, thanks. I've not agreed to do anything. Just saying. But apparently this is another way to go. This is towards the southwestern portion of the Hive. Which, to be fair, this might be a way to not lose as much money to go through here every time. Or alternatively, we just kill everybody. But at the same time, I'm always inclined to think in these RPGs, these thugs are not necessarily doing this because they're enjoying, like, well, most of the thugs probably don't enjoy doing what they're doing. They just do it to get by. At least that's what I like to think.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
Let's see. There's Rotten William over there.
All right.
And a bronze ring. And here's Gamblin. Hello. Hey, what are you doing in my tent? I just took a copper ring. Greetings. You barged into my tent uninvited and all I have to say is greetings? On your way, Burke. Well, he didn't attack me. Lucky for him. But fair reaction.
All right.
Oh, there's a stash that we can't open. Also, I think that hand probably indicates that it would be stealing if I tried to grab the things. Don't mind me, just gonna go into this tent real quick. There's more stuff over here. Silver ring. So we have a gold ring, a copper ring, and a silver ring in here. Hive Dweller. You seem to have startled her. She abruptly stops rummaging through the tent and stares at you nervously. Greetings. I wasn't doing nothing. I swears it. Why don't you tell me what you weren't doing? She looks at you as if about to tell you something and then she quickly dashes for the door. Stop! Well, I don't know what she was doing, but we could have allied, buddy.
I'm gone.
Or not. There's more places to go here. What is this place here? Small dwelling, Aola.
All right.
Up my mate, just checking your cash first. Junk, more junk. Why am I picking up junk? Someone I feel more inventory of junk, I suppose. Hello. Welcome to the Cathedral of Oscar. Having come to worship Oscar with me, you can be his second disciple. Why are there no other disciples for Oscar? Over the years, I have had many disciples. Unfortunately, they have all disappeared. It's quite frustrating, actually. As soon as they become initiates, I never see them again. Lately, there has been a rumor going around that the lady herself is the cause. Now, no one comes by anymore. You're the first soul I've seen stop by in a long while. Well, tell me more about Oscar. Aola's voice takes on a tone of adulation. I think that's I don't know. Oscar is the keeper of gateways. Within Oscar lies the power of portals, doorways, and opportunity. Sigil, also known as the City of Doors, used to be the home of Oscar until he was cast out by the accursed lady. Now there are few worshippers of Oscar here because the lady forbids it. That will soon change, however, as I will help the people to see the greatness of Oscar. She cannot stand against the will of the people. I don't have enough information yet, and no reason to cross the lady yet. The lady. I have no wish to cross her. I best be on my way. Farewell. But it is something to keep in mind, because if Oscar knows gateways, that could be very helpful. I'm gonna write that down. Gateway person in southwest. Mortuary. Alright. Yeah, that could be very, very interesting to talk to you like this.
All right.
This old singed building looks as if it might have once been a temple. I see. That doesn't sound super healthy of a job though. Yeah. Wish I hadn't. I need to potentially buy stuff before I confront this clown. The rotten William. There's another door over here that I actually didn't see until now. Don't mind me, just walking through their territory. I just pretend I... What the heck is happening here? Mage in training, walking in circles. Roke. Friends are gonna be mad at Roke. What are you guys doing here? You see a young man dressed in plain but well-kept clothes. He pauses in his pacing as you approach. Greetings. Roke in trouble, big. Help you do? Well, what's wrong? Roke forget rings in tent. Friends not need to magic with. No rings. Be mad at Roke. One ring brown, like jink, other shiny like mirror. Last is pretty in yellow. Bring for Roke? You forgot them in tent. Sure, I'll bring them to you, buddy. I actually have all of them with me.
My journal.
Did you bring? Yes. I got all the rings here. Good new friend of Roke now. Roke take rings. Roke thanks new friends. Very well, Roke.
Journal.
Abracadabra. Oops. Umbra. Let us begin. Bracada. Oops, bra. We did it! Watch, it's attacking! Oh boy. To summon the fiend, then... Hi. Lim Lim? You see what appears to be an ordinary Lim Lim. What is a Lim Lim? It's hard to believe that this cute little creature slaughtered 5 wizards' apprentices with such ease. Leave it alone. Don't kick it. Rokeless friends, but Roke make new friend. Call him Green Thing. So just so casual about it. It's like, okay. Your method of making friends might not be the most reasonable. Scroll of armor, scroll of identifying, gold earrings. More junk. Mort, pick up the junk. Whoa.
Good as done.
Apparently it was trapped. No way for me to tell. That's fine. Silver earring, and my inventory is basically full at this point. I'm just gonna... Oh, wait, I have 2 more slots. Oh, a gaudy ring and a green steel dagger. 2 to 5 piercing damage. Not as good as the bone dagger. Wait, it actually doesn't do +1 damage. But this one has better chance to hit, so I think I prefer that probably. A gaudy ring. Ring of the Traveler, +1 to armor class. These rings are quite common across the planes. Simple to make and in great demand. Mages usually create these items on a way to raise quick money. This particular ring has a minor enchantment on it that protects the wearer from harm. Well, prove my AC by 1. Still not good, but oh well. Might just put them rest together on the ground for now. Don't need these for now. More junk. Oh. What was that? Combat log. I don't know. Somebody was looking at me. Or something. Small scroll of Fist of Iron. Ow. Not like it matters much. And 1 copper coming. Well, that's certainly interesting. Alright, well, I'll leave the junk here. Well, I'm not sure what Liblim is doing here, but it seems friendly against, well, except for towards the people that summon it. Not picking up that scroll. Did I leave a scroll here? I thought I got all of them. I'm pretty sure I got all of them.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I got all
I'm
of
gone.
them. Then just left the junk there. Let's see. We'll learn about new spells. Scroll of Fist of Iron. Alrighty, so basically 5 seconds divided by level plus 5 seconds. Divided by level? Or is no, that is 5 seconds per level. The spell gives the caster's fist the strength and durability of iron, turning it into a living weapon. Any punches the caster does will do more damage than the normal. This spell works only on the nameless one. When cast, all his normal punch attacks are +3 to hit and +6 to damage. The nameless one cannot cast spells while the fist of iron is in place. But you can only cast it on yourself, which actually gives us the information that we will be able to cast spells and become a mage. That sounds neat, actually. Identify probably does exactly what it implies. Scroll of Armor. Duration until destroyed by damage. That's interesting. Physical attacks shall be better thwarted as a protection is granted to those who have none. This spell grants an armor class of 6 to the target. It is the cumulative with dexterity bonus, but nothing else. The spell lasts until the wearer sustains cumulative damage, totaling more than 8 points. +1 per level of the caster. Note that the armor does not absorb this damage, it only disintegrates after that much damage has been inflicted on it. Sounds like a useful spell to just generally cast before stuff. Kinda curious. Hey Lim Lim. Not gonna kick it, no. What? I don't know what Lim Lim is, but Lim Lim is friendly towards me, so... well. I wanna go to a shop or merchant before I confront these clowns here. But also I'm kinda curious what they say anyway, so I'm just gonna talk to Rotten William anyways. This is an equine, partially collapsed cistern. Did they put people down there? You see a hard-edged man. His face is sharp and confident, yet somehow seems diffused. His eyes are clear and cruel. He seems both indolent and poised, and he holds a knife in his calloused hands. So, another visitor for Rotten Williams. Speak your mind, traveler. Make it good and perhaps we'll let you go. I'm looking for Farad. You want Farad, eh? Well, me pretty. For a price I can tell you where to find him. How much? He sizes you up. A mere 5 coppers. Fair enough for someone who seems as desperate as you do. Alright, here. Where is he? You can find him near Rackpicker Square. Look for him, his collectors, and you should have no problems in dealing with him. Thanks. Farewell. Aye, well then. Mayhap there's something ye will be interested in. There's a burk by the name of Crystal, who runs those weak sisters called the Razor's Angels. Offer, and we'll talk about your reward. I won't do it. I'm no assassin. I urge you to reconsider this position. Don't be hasty, eh? What do you say? To 200 coins. No, I won't do it. If that's the way you want it, pity. Couldn't see it the right way around. He raises his voice. Shifts! Get rid of the offal. Flee.
I'm gone.
If we fight them, then it's only one by one. Mort, get out of here.
All right. All right.
Yes, we do not fight that many at once. Not yet. Here. Just casually paying this clown 5 copper coins. Maybe they'll attack him. Or they... Nope, they don't. Well... The individual one is probably not terribly strong. But there's so many of them that I do want to get some equipment. If I had like a swarm item, that would be very, very handy right now.
Gone.
So I do want to go to a shop before I try and take care of these guys. But I guess we have now taken a side, and we will do that. Requint. Well, you have a name. This man is looking at you with a strange, buck-eyed stare. His eyes are huge. So huge that they look ready to pop out of his sockets and roll across the cobblestones. He nods eagerly as you approach, bobbing his head like a bird. And as you near him, you suddenly notice the smell of urine and feces surrounding him. Greetings. The man sniffles, wiping his nose on his sleeve, then opens his mouth to reveal blackened, rotted gums. Stories for coins, sir? His brief breath reeks. It smells like the man has been keeping rotten meat stored inside his mouth. Stories for coins? Who are you? The man snorts, thick with fright. Names? Names? Who are you? Who are you? His head does a slight twitch every time he repeats himself. Names? Dangerous. Dangerous. He glances at the ground and stirs the dirt with his hoods. Dangerous? Knowing a name or being stuck with one. Both a mess of trouble. He looks back up at you. My name's a given name, not one asked for. Requint. Once again, you become conscious of his reeking breath and the smell of urine and feces that surround him. A given name. A given name. Is that your real name? Not my true name. True name. Requint mumbles on, his head twitching every time he says name. A true name is a dangerous thing. Gives others powers. He stares at you with his huge eyes and whacks his finger. Keep your name secret. Keep it close. Never let it out. What do you mean? Names are like smells. They can track you with them. Requint coughs, his eyes almost popping out of his skull as he does so. His cough seems to loosen his bowels, for he breaks wind loudly, as if to accentuate his point. If someone knows a true name, it gives them power. He licks his lips. The power to hurt. I don't know my true name.
Updated my journal.
Requint's eyes widen. Seeing his eyeballs bulge even larger makes you uneasy. Then you are blessed, blessed. Remain nameless, and you shall be as a spirit on the plains. Untraceable, untrackable, unseen, undiscovered. He smacks his gums wetly. A name chosen, a name given. It allows others to find you and hurt you. Have you been hurt? Requint gives a twitching nod. Then he scratches himself. Let my name slip once. Once. Only once. Only once. His eyes film over as if the memory is painful, then glances at you uneasily. Tell you the story I can, I will, but 3 coppers I must I see? His face splits into a smile as he says the word coppers, and his reeking breath hits you like a hammer. Very well, here's 3 coppers. Requint gets into a stance, looks left and right, then faces you. His face clenches, then with a grunt, he breaks wind again. The smell nearly levels you, but he takes no notice. Cursed eye, walked towards in splendor. He stands up stiffly, nose high in the air. He saunters back and forth, nodding to invisible passerby. And we listen.
Updated my journal.
Requint freezes, his arms akimbo. Crossed paths with a crossed one. Had the looking of a pumpkin, his seeds curses. Requint then thrusts his belly out so as to appear fat. slicks back his hair with his filthy palm so he looks almost bald, and begins rubbing his fingers on his fat belly, quote-unquote. He then walks about, circling the spot where his stuffy upper-class persona used to be. All a jumble with curses this one was. With a sneer and a careless gesture, Requin tosses an invisible curse at the stuffy persona. Alright. Knew my name. Let it slip. I had all it took. Took it all. He stiffens up again, inhaling deeply and resuming his upper-class persona. The persona suddenly crumples, and Requin breaks wind violently, then exhales, filling the air with his foul, reeking breath. Cursed with stenches, smells, excrement, came here to tell tales. All good for now. Now Requin is the name. Given name. I see. I had some other questions. So basically, this poor sod got cursed with reeking. Questions. Requin hunters over, regarding you warily with his huge eyes. Answers? What happened to you? Requin gives a twitching nod. He scratches himself. Let my name slip once. Right, he says the same thing. And I guess we need to listen to him again. Because... I think that's it. He probably doesn't tell us anything more. I'd like to hear a story. Tell you a story I will, but 3 coppers I must see. Alright, not today. Farewell. Alright, well, maybe we will know about a curse someday. Craddock. I remember the name being relevant. There's another limb over there. Who was Craddock relevant to? Remove Requin's Curse of Stench. I met a man named Requin. He's been cursed, perpetually excrete foul bodily odors from every orifice. Perhaps I could find a way to help him. He said he was cursed by some fat, balding man who favors dressing in orange. The curse bitter probably lives in one of the upper wards, where Requin used to live. Oh, find Craddock for Bean Descent. Right, we have a message for him. So that's what it was for. Hi. You see a huge man watching the area with a tight-lipped frown and narrowed eyes. He is hunched slightly, as if bearing a heavy load on his shoulders. The unpleasant smell of sweat and dirt wafts from his clothes. Greetings. The man glances down at you, and his frown deepens. Aye? What are you sniffing around here for? You Craddock? Perhaps. He studies your face, as if trying to recall. If I am what it be to you. I come with a message from Bane, the sender. The message states, the shipment must be incursed by the 3rd day or there will be a penalty. By the hells! Can they be such fools that they think we can miracle it there? Alright then. Your message has found its way to the right ears. For all the good it will do. What's the problem? Look around you. Craddock nods at the laborers in the marketplace, then scowls. These laggards and half-wits can barely keep up with the load as it stands. And now it needs to be doing half the time. Do you need any help? I'll tell you what I need. All my men to show up for work. July's gone missing since this morning, and I need him back now. July? Where did he go? That hive-bred goat is probably passed out of the street somewhere, by the smoldering corpse beneath should be here helping us. Worthless sod. I could go find him for you. Or you could. Craddock squints at you. And now why would you do that? Well, you need help, don't you? It doesn't sound like you can spare the time to go looking for him, and there's work to be done. Craddock is silent for a moment, then nods. Alright. You find July? You tell him to drag his worthless bub-ridden hide here. I'll pay you for your trouble. He frowns. When you found it. Now get! Alright, I'll go look for him.
Updated my journal.
Smoldering corpse, more people, more names. Who is Gauha? You see a thin, yellow-skinned humanoid covered with a variety of dazzling tattoos. His eyebrows have been accented with black charcoal lines, and his teeth are filled with points. He sees you and waves you over, rattling his dice in his hand. Greetings. He displays a feral, shark-toothed grin. His eyes are like shiny black orbs. His voice is low and raspy. Gao greets you. Well, you have come to play a game, yes? Sure, yeah, I'll play. Gauha reaches into his tunic and pulls out a coin. This coin? Your coin. He places it at your feet and pulls out another. This coin? Gauha's. He places it at his own feet and then holds up 2 dice between his thumb and index finger. The dice. We both roll 1, yes? Go on. You roll higher, both coins. He snatches the coins up from the ground and proffers them to you. Yours. Gao roll higher. He quickly tucks the coppers back into his tunic. Mine. Neither rolls higher. The coin stays for another roll. So, how much coin will lie at your feet? Sure. 25 copper commons. You both roll and the dice until you roll higher. You pick up the coins and put them away. Gauha nods, frowning. It is enough for now, but perhaps we shall play again later, you and I. Wait, is something wrong? Gauha regards you closely for a moment, then nods. Never do I indulge in Hashma's folly. Never do I cheat, human. But I see fortune, read it, know it in the face of a man. However, in you I see nothing. I know nothing. You have no luck, no fortune, neither good nor ill. Or you make your own, perhaps. I do not know. He places his dice back into his tunic. We might play later. Perhaps, but not more this moment. Alright. Very well. That's very interesting. So basically, he can read luck. Presumably some part of the future in some capacity, but for the nameless one, he can't. And so consequently, normally he will always win, I would guess. But not against the nameless one, because the nameless one is nothing. Yeah, we already have 2 people trying to send us to the smoldering corpse. I bet that's very literal. Let's see. This huge box appears to be double as a podium. Profira. That's like a prophet. This grim-looking woman spares you only a brief glance before returning to her rant on top of the stage. She has a powerful voice that carries across the marketplace, even cutting through the noise made by the merchants and the surrounding foot traffic. Alrighty, leave her alone. She foresees the end. The end. Alrighty, merchant. Hi, do you have interesting things? Jump, lim lim, jump! The merchant seems to suddenly notice you. Aha, greetings. Would you like to purchase one of these playful, gambolling lim-lims, my lord? Not yet. Just what are these lim-lims? They are from the Outlands, my lord. Neither wholly insect nor animal. They are friendly, playful, and quite loyal. He takes a sidelong glance at the lim-lims, then leans close to whisper. Pretty tasty too, in a pinch. Interesting. I had some other questions. The only question I'll answer, I'm afraid, about the limblins, my lord. I'd like to purchase one. Ah, Limlo provide its own food, eating insects, tiny rodents, and the like. They will follow you everywhere you go, are easy to clean up after, and are quite exercise themselves with their constant flipping about, and best of all, they leap over 15 feet. When prodded with hot coals, one will only cost you by 40 copper, my lord, a mere pittance for such an entertainment and friend. I'm not gonna ask Mort. I'll take one then. How nice, my lord. Here you are. My own Limlim. Yeah. Where's my Limlim?
Can't afford to get caught off guard, Cutter. We sell only top of the
Limlim?
line.
Limlim.
Here we are, Basser. I think we can fit you out.
Limlim? Limlim? Where's my Limlim? You my Limlim? This odd-looking little creature appears both insect and animal in origin. Its legs are oversized, but its arms are small, nearly vestigial, and a brightly speckled half-shell runs down its back. It sports twin pairs of insect-like wings, and has a tiny black eyes and a mouth that always appears to be smiling gleefully. Pet the Limlim. Pio pio! The Limlim bounces about merrily, its wings buzzing. It seems to enjoy the affection immensely. Pet the Limlim some more. Pio pio! The Limlim bounces about merrily. Pet the Limlim some more. And 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 some more. Alright, leave the Limlim alone. It's there in my inventory, I just missed it. Ah, there it is. Pet Limlim. Talk to item? This is your pet Limlim. This is your pet Limlim. Noticing it has your attention, it chirps up at you lovingly. Pio! Right, examine your Limlim. Your Limlim appears both insect and animal in origins. Okay, that says the same thing. Alright, pet your Limlim. Pio pio! Pet your Limlim some more. 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 Put your Limlim down to run around a bit. Yay! Pet Limlim.
See the shine on that? See the edge on it? I tell you what, Cutter, that'll do you your business.
Alright. Examine your Limlim. And pick it back up. And it's back here. Ah. Could be a companion, couldn't it? Wait a second. We can put it in our hands.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
We have the best blades in town.
Very interesting. Alright. It's another Hive merchant. This attractive young woman is smiling and beckoning to all passers-by as she calls out the virtues of her goods. Plates, jugs, cups, tankards, drink from the goblets of the finest lords. Upon seeing you, she waves you over as if you were an acquaintance. May I see what you're selling here? I sell plates, cups, jugs, tankards, cutlery, and the like, sir. All of quality, sir, the finest. She steps back and lifts the lid of the crate on the wagon behind her. Please look over my goods. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. Step closer and examine the contents of her crate. You peer into the crate. It's full of plates, cups, junkards, cutlery, and the like. They look to be of varying degrees of quality, but some of it appears quite nice. As you're looking them over, she presses up against you. See anything you like, sir? Her long waving hair brushing against your shoulder smells faintly sweet, like vanilla. Where does this all come from? She flashes a wicked grin. My lovers are all burglars, sir. These goods are pilfered from the homes of Sichel's nobles. Upon seeing your expression, she laughs sweetly. A jest, sir, merely. My father and brothers are tinkers. These are wares which are discarded from the nobles' madness and made good by them once more. I see. I had some questions. Oh, sir, but wait. She puts her hand on your forearm. Her touch is as light as a feather. Are you sure there's nothing you need? Surely something for your own home, or a gift. She bites her lip coyly, cocking her head slightly. That is a nice plate right there. It looks pretty. But sir, this one here. Oh, I can't buy a plate. Come on, game. I wanted a plate. No, wait. This is ridiculous. I need no plates. I had questions. She looks so sad. You're nearly stricken with guilt. Slowly, she lowers the lid of the crate. Sorry, sir. I have no time for questions. I must sell what I can before the day is done, for my family is large and hungry. I understand. Farewell. I wonder whether she stole anything. I wanted to talk to some merchant who actually sells stuff, though. This older merchant has a worldly look to him. His deep voice is gentle but confident. Ah, hello there. Are you ready to sample some of the most delectable treats from across the plains, my good man? Well, what do you have? All manners of delicacies to delight your palate. Palate? My good man. Arborean fire seeds, garbar root, Elysian pears, crimson lotus petals, Bitopian shepherd's bread, shift spice from the chaos of limbo, and sea plums are what I have at the moment. Merely 5 coppers for the taste of anything you'd like. Well, ask about something to taste. Fire seeds, garbar, pears, petals, bread, shift spice. What does the shift spice taste like? I can only suggest that you try it, my good man, and see for yourself. Purchase it. Shift spice. He dangles a tiny paper packet before you. Wet your fingertip and place it into the spice. Then simply lick it from your finger. Each dip should taste slightly different. Let's try some. You finish the entire packet in a matter of 9 or 10 licks. As promised, each taste provided a different flavor. That's all for now. I had some questions. He shakes his head. Then I advise you to seek answers elsewhere, sir. I deal only in exotic foodstuffs, spices and herbs, and have time nor care for little else. Very well then. Oh, but that's nice. The spice must flow. Wait, wrong universe. Hello and welcome. I wanted to sell some things too. This tower-faced old fellow appears to be selling various hand weapons. Ah, come on over them. Come to see my blades, have you? Yes, I have. Ah, there we go. Most of these things, not really worth anything. When did I get a stiletto? Well. Oh, wait, no, that's his shop. That's his shop. He buys the bronze bracelet, the green steel knife, green steel dagger. I don't know whether I should keep these silver earrings and such. I know these ones I get an infinite amount of. Well, I guess the pry bar could be useful. I'm gonna sell these things for now. And Mort certainly has some things that he could get rid of. More bronze bracelets. Hammer. We keep the Tome of Bone and Ash. Scalpel. Thread and needle we keep for now. Well, maybe I should keep the scalpel as well. Nah, it's fine. Let's just get another one. Maybe. Iron Knuckle. Let's see. 1 through 3 crushing damage. We have a really good weapon right now with the dagger +1. Oh, really good. It is competent. Battle axe of quality. High quality sledgehammer. Nothing too terribly interesting. I am interested in the fist weapons though, to be fair. But he doesn't appear to have anything new. We do already have fist irons if we want to use those. Alright, thank you. First one to actually sell stuff. What's this? This window, if that's what it is, seems to be made from blue stone that shifts and bends as you look at it. It glows softly in the dim light of the city. Interesting. Hello and welcome. The Hive dwelling marketplace. I was kind of hoping for more merchants to have like specially consumable items. More dabbas that are working around here. Probably just repairing some structures or tearing them down, depending on what the lady needs. There's some people around here at the edge of the map, probably just waiting. And there's another place over here. What's in here? Small dwelling, Brasken. In a loud booming voice, Brasken asks, "What in the name of the abyss are you doing in my house? Leave now, before I make you even more ugly than you already are." Farewell. You don't mind me just grabbing stuff from your chest though, do you? Yeah, you have nothing in here. Alright, we found Brasken, just in case we need to look at him again. Brasken skip.
Alright.
Collectors, frightened Hive dweller, harlot. Let's see what's in here. Fish heads, Kosa Jai. Who are you, good sir? Or fair lady? Also Jiskor here, we also didn't talk to yet. This toothless old crone reeks of fish and brine. Spying your approach, she gives you a white-pink smile. "Fish, my child? Fish heads, mayhap?" What are you offering exactly? "Why, fish, my silly child. Fish of all sorts, and fish heads. For those too short of jink for the whole ones. Teeny tiny fish heads." Where do these fish come from? "They're brought to Sigil from all over the plains, my boy. Would you like some? I sell only the heads, should you be sort of think." Well, not right now, but I have some questions. She shakes her little wrinkled head. "No answers I have, only fish." Very well then. Alright, if we need fish heads, that lady would have some. You see a spindly-looking merchant with a brush of grey and red stubble across his chin. He wears several layers of brightly colored robes, so much that he looks like a flag with arms and legs. He is shaking slightly as you watch. "Greetings." "I, Jiskorl." He bows and spreads his trembling hands. As he does, you notice his hands and forearms are a twisted mass of black scar tissue, as if they were once badly burned. What are you selling?" "Jiskorl, buy cloth." Jiskorl's voice ticks like a clock, flat and measured. Jiskorl sell cloth, washcloth, mint cloth, and he gestures at his layers of clothing with his shaking hands. "Wear cloth." "Can I see what you have?" Alright, he has bandages, threads, and needle. If we want to buy of these. And he also buys the mood scrolls if we want to sell them, I suppose. Good enough for me. For information at least. And how did he burn his hands? Jiskarl doesn't seem to have heard you. He answers only with his spiel delivered in the same flat monotone. Jiskarl, buy cloth, sell cloth, wash cloth, mend cloth, and he gestures at his layers of clothing with his shaking hands. "Wear cloth." "I asked, how did you hurt your hands?" Jiskarl's monotone breaks. Jiskar, buy cloth, sell cloth, wash cloth, mend cloth, and he gestures at himself again, but his hands are shaking so badly that he cannot even finish. Sorry to disturb you. Farewell. Something happened, huh? A crude wooden card. It looks like it would fall apart if anyone tried to use it. Wait, there's another merchant actually I didn't talk to over here. The seedy looking fellow is quick to spot you. Looking at him, "Hey Basha, get over here. Come see what you got free." Hinks and waves you over. What do you have to offer me? Oh. Interesting. He has a scroll of luck, scroll of blur, whispering flask, +2 to strength. This container holds a peculiar wood, a powder called whispering motes, loose translation of the Gith expression, a form of healing powder commonly used by the Githzerai on the plane of limbo. When the stopper is pulled and the spice touched on the skin of a wounded person, the spice travels through the injured person's body, generating raw matter to fill up the holes in his physical form, no matter how small or large. In order for the spice to work, the user must concentrate on its healing effects. With the proper discipline, a practiced Githzerai can even heal the greatest of wounds. In addition to its curative properties, it is also the element in several of their rites of passage. It is believed that the spice also fills the holes in the person's psyche, removing doubts and giving them focus and purpose. That's very interesting. Usable only by Githzerai. He has a heart charm, the blood charm. Heals 18 hit points. This one heals 9. This one heals 27. Cranium Rat Charm. +5 detects traps skill bonus, +5 to lore, and 1 intelligent. The body of this cranium rat has been specially prepared. Its insides have been hollowed out and stuffed with various herbs and shreds of papyrus containing arcane symbols. When the charm is consumed, the user gains a temporary increase in their reasoning and perception abilities. It feels as if the player is looking through several pairs of eyes and sifting through several minds at once. The sensation is somewhat dizzying for a minute or two. There are no harmful side effects. Alright. Identify. Costs me 100 coins to identify the triangle earring. No. I can use my Charm of Infinite Recall in order to identify, but I'm actually kind of waiting for a second item I can't identify before I want to use it. Maybe I should.
Come in, Basher. Look here, the finest Toledo blade.
Oh no, I'm muted. Thank you, Viola Car. since you got more wisdom, try checking the triangular earring again. Oh yeah, I could do that. Alrighty. This broad-shouldered woman is shuffling about amongst the huge beams laying on the street. She kicks at the beams with iron-shod boots. Every once in a while, she bends down and wrenches a nail from one of the boards with her bare hands. She holds each one up, appraising it, then drops it into a leather sling bag. Greetings. She straightens up, hearing your approach. She is smiling, politely, but from a stance and the way her hand rests close to the hilt of her weapon, you can tell she is ready for trouble. You notice one of her eyes has a milky film over it. That's close enough there, Cutter. What do you need from me? I had some question. She nods. Ask away then. Who are you? She pulls 3 nails from her sling bag, tossing them, spinning into the air and catching them into her palm. Iron Gnawls, they call me. She drops them back into the bag with a muffled clink. Why are you collecting nails? I sell them to a man named Hamres in the lower ward. Maker of coffins he is. Well, we heard about him already. Tell me more about this Hamres. There's not much to say. He's a bit of a chatty. He'll rattle his bone box till your barmy will at him. But a fair bargainer. He needs the nails, I need a drink, and that's about as far as it goes. Where's the lower ward? Eh? I used to know the way I did, but the Dabbas have changed the streets round again. Don't know how to get there now. I'll need to chart a new path, but I figure the Dabbas will straighten things out eventually. Interesting. Alrighty. Does anyone else here scavenge nails? She grins and shakes her head. No one was clever enough or had the will to do it before me, and I've shoved off anyone who's tried to jump me claim since. She pats the long-bladed dagger hanging at her side, lovingly. Your claim? Aye, that's what I call it. Honest labor's hard to come by in the Hive, and I'm not about to let some sodded piker peel me off my work. I've sent more than one worker running on howling, holding their guts in or off with the collectors if they were unlucky. Her dead eye gleams maliciously. The Hive knows this spot as Iron Gnawls it does. Is that how your eye was ruined? Gnawls' face turns hard. None of your business, Burke. Why? Would you like the matching wound for your collection? No, not really. I had some other questions. Can you tell me about this place? Look, Keller, I've a lot of work to do. The nails aren't finding their way into my bag while I'm spilling chant with you. Why don't you pick another Cutter's brain box about that for a time? Perhaps I will. Farewell. Fare you well too then, Cutter. Very interesting. And yeah, thank you, Valokar, for letting me know. Oh, somebody's attacking me.
Die.
That was a quick kill right there. What happened? I guess we just hit him real hard, huh?
Damn.
Well then. Get a copper earring and a copper bracelet. And guess what? We're just gonna sell this to the merchant over here. You should pick easier targets. 70 gold for me, or well, monies. Alright, this time at least the mooting was intentional. Let's see, what else do we have here? Ash Mantle. You see a dustman in long black robes and pale face. Unlike the dustman you saw at the mortuary, however, this man looks confused and is glancing about as if looking for something. When he spots you, he raises his hand to attract your attention. Greetings. The man seems relieved that you are speaking to him. He bows slightly. Thank you for hearing me, traveler. I am known as Ashmantle, one of the Dustman sect. I was wondering if you could direct me. I don't know the area very well, and I'm looking for a certain establishment, a bar that those of my sect frequent. Do you know such a place? Oh, the Dustman Bar? It's by the mortuary. Orient yourself by the mortuary front gate, then walk directly southwest. You can't miss it. The Dustman smiles. Thank you very much, traveler. I appreciate your kindness. The people of the Hive are, rarely helpful in such matters. Tell me about it. Say, can I ask you some questions? What questions do you have? Can you tell me a little about the area? This area, well, there is a market to the northwest, I believe, and some government office to the southwest. He thinks for a moment. The Vermin Control Office, I think. You seem to know this area very well. He shrugs. The Hive is a large place. I know some areas, but not others. Thanks for the information. Very well. The Dustman nods and gives a final bow. Thank you for your time. Certainly, farewell. You are about to turn away, then you suddenly have a feeling that something is amiss. Suspicious, you glance at Ashmantle again, just in time to see him tucking something in his sleeves. It looks like something of yours. Right, observe his technique. Under the pretense of giving him additional directions to places in the Hive, you engage Ashmantle in light conversation and secretly study his movements. Ashmantle seems to rely primarily on his Dustman facade to disarm his victim and use his frequent bowing motions to cover his pickpocketing attempts. You make a mental note of his technique, just as he makes another attempt to reach in your purse. Hey, what do you think you're doing? The man looks at you innocently, but you see him tense up. I'm sorry? You're no Dustman, you're a pickpocket. Ashmantle suddenly takes off running. Damn it. I mean, again, they're just trying to make an ends meet. I guess we just knock this one out to try to. Because he cannot run forever, because the edges of the map have boundaries. Whoa, it's Tony! Thank you. Thank you so much for 10 months of support. Welcome back. And I'm glad you enjoy your stay. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much.
I'm gone.
I think if I had more dexterity, I would be able to catch him and maybe resolve this differently. Oh my goodness.
What? Okay.
Wait, he just disappeared. Alright, you earned that one. Fair enough. Getting ready for bed at 3:30 PM. Sleep schedule is top notch. It happens. I definitely know that one too. Good luck to you both sleeping and rest well. Let's see what's in here. Small dwelling. Hello, who might you be? You see a plump woman going about her chores. She doesn't notice you entering the room. Greetings. What are you doing in my house? Don't you have any manners? You don't just go around entering people's houses. I'm sorry, I didn't know anyone lived here. Well, now you know. Please leave now and close the door on your way out. I have many chores I still need to finish and I don't need any more interruptions.
Done.
Farewell. Monies. Oh. She's the first person to actually mind that I grab the stuff. More monies. Now run away.
I'm gone.
That's a very special house for a random dwelling. Office of Vermin and Deceive Control and another Hive dwelling. Yeah, enjoy your lurk. I'm doing quite fine. Although my voice is starting to give up soon, so I will probably not be continuing this session here for much longer. Trying to see whether there's any more merchants. I was kind of hoping there would be merchants in here. Could be more merchants up here for all I know. Nope. Not really what I was hoping for to find. I was hoping for some useful charms and the likes. Alright, here we have Miriam. Are you another one of those pickpockets?
All right.
This old woman stands silently by the wall, staring off into the distance. She seems to be unconcerned with the flow of traffic around her, and clutches a wooden pole from which dozens of small fish are dangling. Greetings. Oh, hello, sir. She squints at you for a moment, trying to discern your identity. Oh my, here I was thinking you one of the regular customers. She proffers her fish pole. Tuna, sir? Mackerel? Sea cucumber? No fish, thanks. I have some questions. Her mouth presses down into a tight-lipped frown, and she stares off over your shoulder. Look behind you. See what she's staring at. You can see nothing of interest behind you. As you turn back to her, you catch her looking at you. She looks away quickly, resuming her staring off in the distance once more. What? Do I look familiar to you? Goodness, no. She pauses for a moment. Aye. Yeah, I do. Have you seen me before? I think, yeah. Or a man with your likeness, sir. 'Twas long ago. Tell me. Well, sir, you see, me sight not so good now. 'Twas back then, neither, but I thought I saw you walking past with a small group trailing along behind you. What did these people look like? It's hard to say. It was so long ago, and you walked by so quick-like, but I remember now the way you held your head up. There was a woman following you, trying to stop you. Get you to turn around, speak to her, but he pushed her away. What happened then? Beautiful woman she was, looked so sad, so angry all at once. She stood there for a moment, then followed along behind you just the same, hustling to catch up. You said there was a group. Who else was there? She shrugs. There was at least 2 other gentlemen with you, sir. The only one I remember too clearly, though, was a tall, thin, reeked of bub. He did. I smelled him from across the way. Looked like he hadn't bathed in ages, too. He followed you close, he did, and never said a word. Acted like the woman wasn't even there, even when she bumped against him, trying to stop you. That's all I remember, sir. Give her some copper for her time. Thank you. How much do you give the fishwife? Let's give her 10 copper. Oh my! Why, thank you, sir, most kindly. May the lady's shadow pass you over. Thanks. Very well. Definitely very interesting. Gizerai townsperson. I've heard of you. Hi. This man slowly turns as you approach. His eyes are like 2 black stones. They briefly flicker over your frame. Then he locks gazes with you. Although this man looks humanoid, he has a yellow cast to his skin and gaunt features. He has a thin, angular frame. His limbs look like they are made of nothing but strings of muscle knotted around bone. His clothing is curious blend of sharp colors and dull, mud-stained browns. Greetings. The man remains silent. He does not acknowledge your greeting, merely stares at you. I had some questions. Give it up, Chief. Talking to Gith is like trying to make good with a razor vine. Let's go. Gith? Yeah, Gith. Mort glances at the Gith, who is still staring at you. We'll talk about it some other time. I'm not ready to leave yet. I'm going to ask him some questions first. The Gith remains silent, though his black eyes are still locked onto you. Can you understand me? He pauses for a moment, studying you, then replies in a broken common. You are not known to me. His accent makes it difficult to understand then. It's like he takes every word, he snaps it, then drags out every vowel for good measure. The emphasis he places on the word known strikes you as odd. What do you want? I had some questions for you. I will not hear you. He looks like he's about to walk past you. Alright, let him leave.
Done.
I guess the other guy might have been a Gith as well. Alright, if you really want to be a mage, we strongly suggest that you find a way to change class before you level much into fighter. There's some bonuses for reaching some level thresholds that you only get in the first class that reaches that threshold. I think that falls on the mechanics and not story spoilers, since you realized already that you will somehow be able to be a mage. And yes, that definitely counts under that. Good advice, Vailakar. If you could direct me in a direction where I would go in order to do that, I think that would be probably quite helpful. We're almost done with checking out this area for now, I guess. There's the Office of Vermin and Disease Control, and we already know there was like a notice for a job offer, so we might want to do that sometime. Treden, hello. This foul-looking man is quick to notice he's caught your attention in moments he's upon you. In moments he's upon you, hawking his wares. He carries a long wooden pole, dozens of skinned and cooked rats dangle from it. As he speaks, he gestures to them with a broad, filth-crusted hand, smiling a yellowed, snaggletooth grin all the while. Oi, Cutter! Oh, how you doing? What sort of delicious rats is you interested in this fine day? Examine the ratsies. Each rat has been skinned and gutted, their feet and tail removed. They dangle from the pole by hook, punched through their necks. As you examine the various manners in which they've been prepared, you realize their heads are slightly misshapen. A bulbous knot of the bone protrudes from each cranium, covered in whorls that give the appearance of brain tissue. Those are strange-looking rats. Yeah, I've got a keen eye there, Cutter. All I sell is brain vermin. I do. I'm sure you'll find they've got much richer flavor than your usual act. Quite nice, really. He proffers them to you once more, waving the pole before your face enticingly. The rats sway to and fro, hooked like tiny sides of beef. Brain vermin. Aye, Cutter, brain vermin. Foul creatures they are. Now, you normal rats, they just eat stored goods and multiply. Spread disease and all that. A nuisance, really, no more. Your cranium rat, though, brain vermin, what I go after, they're just trouble. When you get more than a handful, it's a little pikers together, and they start to get smart on you. Sometimes real smart. They become more intelligent. Sure as I'm standing here before you, they do. If I ran across any more than 2 score of them, I'd flee my case like that. He snaps to emphasize the point. I would. You get that many of them in a pack, why, they get smart as men do, they do. Go on. Here's my best advice for you, Cutter. If you're bent on catching brain vermin, stick to small packs, a dozen or so at most. But I'll tell you. He steps close, his breath fetid in your face, and speaks in a hushed tone. You run into that, more than a couple dozen. You run like you're in the shadow of the lady. He backs away from you again. Why, what is there to fear? Sorcery, Cutter, sorcery! He gets enough of those little friends in space, they gain all sorts of odd powers. Make a basher brains pour out his ears, they will. Downright frightening. It's just wrong, I tell you. That's why Sigil's so eager to be rid of them. The bounty and all. I understand. Let me ask you something. He shoulders his rat pole casually. What's your question, Cutter? I'm level 5, I think? 4 or 5. Alright, find your way to Rack Picker Square for the spell stuff. Alrighty, noted. Will do. So that's actually interesting, because I knew about these rats. I've never seen them in gameplay before, but I've heard of this concept, and I think this is rather fascinating, where basically the more of these brain rats are together, the more intelligent they get, and even intelligent enough to cast spells. I think that is such a fascinating concept. I really, really like it. Want to know what level thresholds are given you special bonuses? Sure, why not? Maybe don't tell me what the bonuses are, just the levels. Alright. Who are you? What, me? Why, I'm Creedon, sometimes called Creed, the butcher of rats. He smiles grandiosely, exposing ill-matched rows of yellow broken crooked teeth. You certainly seem friendlier than most around here. Well, Cutter, I try. Result of my business, I thinks. Most folks around here are peery and downright unfriendly lot. But I want every Cutter to know that Creedon's always got a warm smile on a piping hot fresh cooked ratsy for him. He winks at you. I had some other questions. I would like one of those rats you have there. Good, Cutter, good. What sort would you like? He points to each in turn with a grimy fingernail. I got them baked, spiced, boiled, and charred. All fresh, all scrumptious, only 3 coppers for 2. What does scrumptious mean? Seven and 10. In your opinion, you want to reach level 7 and 10 in both classes you want to play. So basically, if I want to... Correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I understand this, the way you suggest I play, would be I go for one class to level 7 and then change to mage to level 10. If I want to have the higher... Like, do I need the main class that I want to get to 10 at a different level? We'll see. Scrumptious means delicious. Oh, all fresh, all scrumptious. Let's see. I would like to have spiced rats. Why not? You hand over your coppers, and in one swift motion, he runs a pair of spiced rats through with a wooden skewer, unhooks them, and places them in your hand. He winks at you. Enjoy, Cutter. Eat the ratsy. The rat meat is aromatic and quite spicy, apparently marinated in some sort of herbal mixtures before being cooked. It is a bit greasy and rather rich tasting of some other meat you're sure you've had before. The man looks at you expectant. Did you like? Would you like another? Alright, I'll have another. And this time I would like it charred. Eat the ratsy. The rat is burnt and crispy outside, but tender and juicy within. It is a bit greasy and rather rich tasting of some other meat you're sure we've had before. Ah, no more for me, farewell. Let's go in here first. You go for it right away? Alrighty, will do. Right, well, I'm not gonna steal from you this time. You see a woman with a worried look about her face. Greetings. I am waiting for my husband to get back. He's been gone for a while now. I'm getting worried. I'm sure he'll be back soon. I'm sure you're right. Oh my. Look at the time. If you will excuse me, I have some work to finish up. Alright, I'm not gonna steal from you. That would be kinda rude. He says as he stole from other ones. It's actually quite fascinating because it's one of the few RPGs where literally every reaction of all the random people is, what are you doing in my house? Get out! Type of deal. I think it's quite fascinating. Alright, let him run. So this is presumably a relatively easy way to make money. Because most of them seem to have something useful. Money is worth anyways. Like these bronze bracelets. Alright. Get him. Like if it didn't attack me, I wouldn't have to attack you. It's really that simple.
Damn it.
Critical miss. Okay. More monies for me. Not as much as before. And let's see whether we can catch the last one too. There he is. I've actually kind of been thinking. I've been watching Almagus recently play through Might and Magic 6 and now 7. And soon, I suppose, 8. One of the things I really appreciate about Might and Magic series, at least the ones I've played, is they basically largely are like... If you defeat an enemy, they stay dead for at least quite a while. Long enough to be very noticeable that they are no longer going to be in your way for literal in-game years at times. Depends a bit on the area and type of monster, I suppose. But I always think that it is actually very satisfying to just clear an area of all the threats, and then you have, well, time to just go places. Where to? Shangri-La. Rusty dagger, not really worth my time. Now that I know that. Alright, the other guy ran down here. This monument looks like to the outside of the mortuary. There are no identifying marks on it either. Maybe that's how the Davos actually rearranged the streets via these monuments. Phineas T. Lord, the 39th.
I'm gone.
You see a squat man with rash-covered skin and several pustules covering his face. His clothes seem to mark him as some sort of an official, but they are dirty, wrinkled and covered with rat hair. As he watches, he idly scratches himself with his stubby fingers. Greetings. Alright. The little man shrieks and jumps startled, clutching his heart. He takes a deep breath and pushes his spectacles on the rash-ridden nose. Yes, yes? And what is it that I can do for you? He scratches his nose and looks you up and down, studying your scars. I have little to nothing in the till, so if you have come to plunder the premise, this local is ill-chosen. I'm not here to plunder the premises. Who are you? I am the respected Phineas T. Lord, the 39th, in charge of this Hive branch of the Office of Vermin and Disease Control. It is my distinguished privilege, he scratches his chest and puffs up, to inform you that we, in the bureaucratic sense of the word, we, meaning to encompass the sigil bureaucracy as a whole, are accepting bounties on all matter of vermin and strays that infest the... He scratches again. Fair streets of Sigil, hub of the multiverse, and the city which sits at the center of all things, the city by which all other cities are measured. Bounties.
Updated my journal.
Yes, yes. We are in the bureaucratic sense of the word we, meaning to encompass Sigil's bureaucracy as a whole, are accepting tangible proof of the eradication of brain vermin, aka cranium rats, from the Hive area, where they have clustered quite thickly for the past many years. As a recent census of the vermin population has shown, I am empowered by the Sigilian bureaucracy to pay a bounty of, he puffs up dramatically, 1 copper per cranium rat delivered to my branch office. Cranium rat. I'm not gonna read this. This guy is annoying to read, and we already know the information about it. Another comment like that and you're wearing your ass as a hat. You can't play the nameless run really in a mean way. Some of these comments are just fun to read. How many cranium rats are in Sigil? More than enough to last a bounty hunter of a lifetime, perhaps several. I have some other questions. No more questions. Farewell. I was kind of hoping he also had a shop. This board has a number of rat tails pinned to it. This pan stinks of dead blood and rat. Fair. What happens if I do this? Is that considered stealing? Some junk. What's over here? This door is locked. You will need a key. Alrighty. So... we need to go to... ah, you're attacking me again. Sure, why not? I get money out of it.
I'm gone.
Bronze ring. Copper earring. And another hive thug that would like to be squashed like a butterfly. Please don't squash butterflies, that's kinda mean. He's running backwards too. How much longer can he run? More bronze rings that we can just sell straight here. Want to know how to get to Rackpicker Square to class change? It's on the northwest of the Hive. Yep. That's my plan. I kind of forgot what the name thing was. Alrighty, here we go. I'm selling you more bracelets that I don't need. The random thugs decided that I get. Why do you not take bronze rings? Take bronze bracelets but not bronze rings. Very curious. Actually, I didn't check whether I can identify this now. Nope, I'm not good enough yet. Need more lore skill. Alrighty, let's go to the northwest portion of the Hive. Rackpicker Square. So I'm gonna basically just beeline for the Rackpicker Square, and the plan is to next time start investigating on how to go for that. Let's put it this way. And immediately we get attacked by Hive thugs. Well, that was quite easy.
Hey, we're being
Rat
watched.
Charm, Dirty Rat
Just
Charm.
look natural. Casual.
Dirty Rat Charm can only be used by thieves. Pickpocket skill bonus, -1 to charisma. Yeah, we might just sell it, who knows. Okay, I'm just gonna... nah, we don't need to use this right now. Alrighty, so Hive Dwellers Collector, Abyssai. Where are we? This is still the Hive. Ah, there's to Rackpicker Square, the Flop House, and the northeastern. That is basically, I think, where the entrance to the mortuary is. Oh, I have been here. Right. I don't remember coming from there. I went through an alley, I guess. So that's probably why. Alrighty, welcome to the Rackpicker Square, and this is where we're going to be picking up next time. Where I was advised that if I want to be mage, which I would like to be, I should be looking around here. Alright everybody, we have made quite a bit of progress. We cleared quote unquote an entire area, which is not accurate, but you know. there's a lot of text, there's a lot to read, and well, definitely feel my voice getting not that, well, a bit weaker at this point. So I will be leaving here for now. It's been a bit more than 3 hours. So I think this is a bit more progress than last time. So everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening, and thank you for lurking. I hope you enjoyed your stay. I hope you enjoyed being around, and well, hopefully until next time. Take care, and have a good night.